So the people are just in this catch-22 where they can't rebuild because they can't get permits, and yet they can't live in their home because it's been destroyed. And now we're going on months and months, and it's just crazy. So,
well, the same thing, John. The same thing's kind of going on in California with the fires.
Absolutely, it is. Yeah, it doesn't matter where it is.
That's
it's
right.
The same thing. You've got this intersection of insurance, of federal regulations, of local building departments, and you've got a massive shortage of contractors and materials and tradesmen and everything else. It's just a perfect storm.
We've talked about it so much. Those California fires are way worse than what the Boulder fires were. I mean, if you live through something like that, it's just as bad.
In the middle of the Boulder burn area, it's exactly the same.
But, well, that's right, but I'm saying it affected a lot more dollars in California. But here's what blew me away. Almost everybody, it was like 98%, were all underinsured, and you just touched on one of the big reasons why. When there's something devastating like that, the contractors, they can start charging more. The supplies run low. They can start charging more. The insurance goes up. So everybody ends up underinsured, even if you did have the correct amount of insurance before that happened.
Good point.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, but the lesson of Boulder was that, listen, we've all gone through this area or this time frame when the real estate market was going up. We see it in this property tax debacle that we've got where all of a sudden, your property values have doubled over the last, 5 or 6 years. And then the taxes go up accordingly and people, cry foul as if there's something wrong with that. But the real problem is when you insured your home at $400,000 and then all of a sudden it's worth 6 or 7 when it's time to rebuild it, you don't have enough insurance.
No, in fact, you could literally be upside down, not be able to rebuild, and still have a mortgage payment for 25 years.
I would venture to guess that half of the people up in Louisville and Boulder were in exactly that situation.
And that's why it's important. We talk about Compass Insurance a lot, and
I can't pot you up, dude. You're feeding us back to us.
To see if you have the proper coverage, and I mean that. Like, just like John said, think about it. If you bought your house 10, 15 years ago, and you have not looked...
Yeah, you're feeding us back to us.
You could be so underinsured, it's crazy. And let me tell you, the insurance companies, especially if you're around a fire zone, they don't care. In fact, they're the ones that make out in it because you have a maximum payout of, say, $400,000 or $500,000, and you can't rebuild that piece of property for less than $800,000-900,000. It's crazy. Hey, Tom, what is your comment on Doge?
Hey, great show as usual.
There you go. It's gone now.
Really is. Can we?
Oh, no, wait. No, the caller's there, and I'm there. I hear us still. Never mind. Mark stopped talking. That's the difference.
You mean Trump or you mean Biden?
I mean Trump.
Okay, well, how has he been? Loosen the screws.
Loose in the truth.
Loosen the truth. How would that be? What has he said that's not true, Tom? Are you homeless? I'm just curious.
No, I'm not homeless.
All right, go ahead. How's he loose?
Well, I'll get to the point.
Yeah. No, actually, why don't...
There it went.
Exactly what you said. Give me an idea. What is that? I have not seen a president in at least 4 years that actually talks to the press every day, answers questions, tells you exactly what he's thinking of, and has done so many good things in a short time. I just have never seen it. So I want to know how he's loosened the screws.
Shannon, how's that?
I'm sorry. It's not.
Got you back.
It's loose with the truth.
I don't know what.
Okay, loose with the truth. How? What has he said that's not true?
Yes, sir. Did you want me to pot you up?
He had said,
I got to bring up
first it was said there was $50 million used for condoms to Hamas. Trump repeated that and said there was
no big deal.
$1 million lost by giving condoms to Hamas.
Who cares? Who cares? What the hell's the damn difference? What the hell's the difference? 50 or 100 million in condoms for Hamas.
How many condoms would have been an appropriate number to send to Hamas?
How about if it was 10? I don't even care if it was $10.
Wait, so this guy, you can
cares?
pop me up. Is this guy defending?
And it was a lie. That's the point.
The guy is saying Trump is loose with the truth, Tom. I mean, it's crazy.
What about the people who are 150 years old? What about the people on Social Security who are over 150 years old? You all for that?
Well, is that anecdotal, or have you seen the actual proof and names and
Well, no,
numbers?
I
It's-
haven't
it's
seen
just
the
a-
actual proof. So, Tom, you're basically saying...
No, I don't know anybody that has.
Let me
Okay.
get this
Well,
straight.
it's just like, have you actually seen ICE raid
Tom.
an elementary school?
Tom,
No, you
I'm
have
asking-
not.
Tom, I'm asking a simple question, seriously, and I promised I would give you your say. So are you saying that every dime they're claiming to save, they're lying about it, that it didn't exist?
And it does exist.
So government waste does exist. Are they helping get it? Are they helping to get rid of it?
That I could not tell you for sure until I see accurate and verifiable numbers.
Tom, no one's going to show you anything. It's just not going to happen.
Tom,
You're
when you
either
say
going to have to
accurate-
trust
Well,
the
wait,
news or not.
What would be, Tom, what would be an accurate and verifiable number on the Republican side, because you seem to take everything on the Democratic side at face value. So tell me what constitutes for you. And I know what Tom's saying. Tom's saying, look, if they were really saving money, I'm all for it, but I don't believe. I think they're exaggerating, and I
No,
want to
he's
see
not.
proof.
I bet he's not for.
No.
I don't agree with you, Tom. I mean, Martino, I think what Tom is saying is stuff like this. I don't think we should get rid of the education department. Tom, if that would save us money, should we get rid of it and gut it?
No, I don't believe
See,
we
it
should.
doesn't matter what, Tom. He's got a theory in his mind how this country should run.
Well,
so it has
and you
nothing to
do
do with
too.
saving money.
But I want to
And
go
you
back
have a
to
theory,
look,
too, how
look,
it should run.
Tom.
That's correct.
Tom, you might have disagreement on whether offices should be open or closed or what they should do. But what I'm asking in basic common sense is what it constitutes verifiable information on the waste they're cutting.
An audit by a Commerce Department official.
Okay.
Do you understand that the oversight committee, the office of there is an office of the federal government that's supposed to be doing what DOJ is doing. They're actually a target of DOJ, so they wouldn't actually probably be credible to audit themselves, would they?
Oh, probably not, but, the inspector generals were fired pretty much across the board, and that was their job, and
So you
they're
don't
gone
approve.
now.
So you basically don't approve or don't believe we're saving all of this money.
I just want an audit. The condom thing, the gross amounts that they say the
That's what DOJ is
150-year-old
doing.
people.
That's what DOJ is
I
doing.
just would like to see some type of verification, because these people are justifying their jobs of cutting this, and I would like some real numbers, or at least something to lean on other than anecdotes.
Okay.
So
How do you
you
argue
think
with
they're
that?
just like, I know what he's saying. He's saying they're searching for headlines and they're not really doing what they say.
Yeah, okay. Well, no. What he's saying is, I don't believe the damn word Elon or Trump or anybody says. That's what he's saying. And there's no way to fix stupid.
Now I went to
I
AI.
am not
Hold
saying
on.
that at all. I'm
Hold
saying I
on,
want
bro.
verifiable numbers. I don't doubt.
Can I tell you something? You're going to have to do a little research, but I got something for you. Seriously, Tom. And again, Mark, I don't mind you. I don't mind you dogging on people when they call. I don't mind it at all. It's your opinion. But I did tell them if they called in disagreement and that they feel, I want to hear them out. So here's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing verifiable information on AI that gives you the links. Support for persecuted communities. They were giving money to Yazidi communities in Iraq, essential for rebuilding water, electricity, healthcare, and education. That's been totally cut. They had healthcare in Syria, and that was for they suspended all of that in AIDS programs. Now, people might disagree with it. Agricultural research was halted in a network of research laboratories around the world. Global health programs, again, for AIDS and all of these for HIV mainly. Child health and nutrition, $4 billion has been cut. These funds were supposedly combating malaria, HIV, tuberculosis. Again, this is AI, which is going to have a bend toward them. USAID cuts to they had transgender studies in whatever this country is. I can't pronounce it. And advancing LBGYQ in the Arab countries, advancing the cause for and what they say is for humanitarian purposes. In other words, I guess they feel like they're being persecuted, and so there's millions of dollars going there. There were hundreds and hundreds of people cut from Social Security that were dead. So, here's an easy thing to do, Tom. Just call up and keep denying and say, no, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. So I don't know I don't know how to combat it, but do some research. I got to take a break. I'm Tom Martino. More coming up.
Yep.
Man, I am happy to tell you about the only
Can you do these two?
for Team Dave Logan, and that is Troy
I don't know
Hansford.
why
I
this
recommend
damn
Troy
thing
because
happened
he's
like
the
this.
only
I
agent
don't
that will
know why.
guarantee to sell
All of
your
a sudden
home
that
at your
five
price, or
kept
he'll write
cutting
you a
out.
check for $5,000. And the good news, he puts that in.
Hey, 40 seconds away. I am going to move you on the board, so it's going to cut out for a few seconds. Hang on.
Ready to buy.
Got you back.
Thanks.
Story. Just last week, Troy listed a house that was on the market for almost a month. You know what? Troy sold it for full price in less than a week. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy will buy your house for all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. Call Troy and get your home sold for the most money. 720-900-4433. Again, that's 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford with RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions apply.
Hey, I'm really thrilled to talk about solid investments like being a landlord. It's not being a landlord that was the wrong thing. It's being a landlord in the wrong market, the wrong timing, not getting rents, not managing properly. Vestera Turnkey takes all that kind of conventional risk and hassle out of it. Obviously, there's risk in everything, but these are not securities. These are investments where you buy a piece of real estate based on their recommendation, and they babysit it and tell you when to sell it. They've been getting 30 to 80% returns in markets, positive cash flow on rents. What I love about Vestera is they hold your hand through the whole thing. If you're looking to get into real estate, 303-888-3788, mybiggestreturn.com. And speaking of real estate, you may want to check out O'Brien Legal Services for anything real estate. Maybe you are a landlord here in Denver and you're trying to keep up with all the new laws, or you're facing squatters or evictions, or maybe an easement problem, eminent domain, adverse possession. There are millions and hundreds and hundreds of problems, right, with real estate. OLSlaw.com can help you address them. Tricky eviction, whatever, holdovers, that's OLSlaw.com. O'Brien, 720-370-7388.
Thank you.
Hokey dokey.
Okie dokie,
You guys gonna
stokey
play
pokey.
pickleball today, Mark?
Stokey hokey pokey.
What's that, brother?
Play some pickleball.
I like the Elon
Yes.
in the white
How's it going?
in the Oval Office.
Oh, this
well,
little kid. He was so cute.
We're playing today, actually.
Oh yeah, we're pickleballing. I gotta work on my serve.
I gotta finish at least one of those before we go, though.
Oh, okay. Then maybe we're not pickleballing today. I ran 7 miles. I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, so do you guys stay on the same team and play other couples or what?
All the above.
We switch it up. We play other couples. And
So, do you have I hear it's a game where you can see these two old people walk out on the floor and just wipe up people. It's like
Oh, yeah,
an
I'm sure.
equalizer.
I'm starting a poll.
I'm sure, Tom. There's some badass pickleball players out there.
Badass.
Mark, is it as much fun as when you guys were doing that what did you do? Racquetball or handball?
Racquetball.
It's different. Racquetball's really high energy.
It's exercise, but it's social exercise.
It is a lot of fun, Tom.
It is fun.
It's very cool.
Love it.
Even players of different skill levels can go
Yeah.
out and the games don't last that long, and
But
you
they
mix
don't-
it up a
they
lot,
don't,
so you
Yeah.
get a big variety of players.
But they're not into DEI, right? I don't have to play dwarves or different color people or anything.
You do have to wear a
yeah,
skirt.
you should be okay on that.
Yeah,
I think.
just white people, right?
Snip cut.
Your
Yeah.
pickle ed
I mean,
balls need to
mostly.
be out.
Jeez.
But it's a wiffle ball, right?
What
It
did you
is.
say? Your pickle? What
Your pickle and your
What'd you
balls
do
need
with
to be
your
out.
pickle?
Oh. In about a month,
Suzanne,
I
I
should
don't
be ready
have-
to go pro.
Oh, there it is. Hold on.
Have you pickleballed?
I can't wait till they gut the teachers union. I know. Can't freaking
Did-
wait.
Well, hold on. That's
Trump
not
Jr.,
synonymous
Mark?
with cutting out the. When they cut the Department of
Mark.
Education, Mark, that won't necessarily gut the union.
Hell yeah. You're
Yeah,
right.
well.
Trump
No, it won't.
Jr.
No,
just
it won't.
posted on
They
Facebook.
might have a local one, but the main one will be gone if they get rid of there.
No, but there is no main one. I mean, they are all made up of locals. It's serious. There is no, like, I know you're
Yeah,
talking about
the
the
Teachers
National
Union's
Education
gonna stay.
Association, but that's not a federal thing. That is like each state has a chapter.
Got it. Well,
Right.
none
Mark.
of them that are getting a paycheck will be there.
Trump Jr. just posted about his dad saying the Department of Education is a big con job on his social
It's
media.
a total con job.
Yep.
And I can't wait till they gut it.
56 minutes ago. I'm on it.
I made it through middle school without there being a Department of Education, and that's when things fell apart after for me.
Hey, did
That
you
is
hear the
truly
big
amazing,
crackdown?
too. I mean,
The big crackdown Italian authorities are making on our thing.
Oh,
What is our thing? I don't know what you're talking
Cosa
about.
Nostra is our thing.
good fellas. Here we go.
That's what it means. Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, man, the world has changed, hasn't it? A lot of people are unhappy about it. I say it is what it is. The pendulum always swings, always. Back and forth. It does. This country is good that way. It goes, maybe it's been going too far to the left, too far to the right. Maybe. We have another comment on DOGE, Department of Government Efficiency. And really, I made the comment that I don't know how people don't want to rout out waste. And when I hear AOC, it's as if we are the most evil people in the world, defending programs that seem ridiculous. Now, you might want to argue on some of these child health care programs thinking, come on, these kids need help. But not only did they cut the programs, but they could find no trails that the money was going where it was supposed to go. Do you know in the Ukraine, I swear to God, there is so much money missing that Zelensky even says, we didn't get any of that money. Where did it go? I mean, think about that. God. I mean, billions just go disappearing. Rolf, go ahead. You can have your say on this. I'm not going to interfere. What do you have to say about Doge?
Hey, you guys really attacked Tom there. I didn't think that was really appropriate, and he was just trying to give his opinion.
Did you think
but my
I
opinion is
attacked
this,
him, Rolf? Seriously? Do you think I did?
You did not. You
Okay.
didn't. Mark did, though, and I thought it was unacceptable that he did that, and he spewed his hate over the airwaves, and I don't like that.
Okay.
And I listen to you guys every day.
Okay.
But what he was trying to say is Trump has been lying, and he's not correcting himself. And even Elon said in the White House that yes, he's gonna say things that aren't true, and that's just part of the system. There's been no money sent to Hamas for condoms. Zero. Not 50 million, not 100 million. And Trump has not corrected that. So until he corrects that, that means he's lying to the American people to get a headline. Zero money. And also, there's been nobody.
What's funny about this?
100
I've never heard about the condom thing to begin with. Is this widely publicized where they're saying that this was
Yes.
one? Okay.
That's the biggest thing he said, and that's what he keeps on saying again and again. And even yesterday, he said it again: 100 million. $0 are being sent to Hamas to begin with, and especially not 50 million for condoms. So him saying that is to get people to lie to the American people, and that's a fact. Mark, you might not like that, but that is not a true statement,
Rolf,
and that is not just he's going to make mistakes.
According to Reuters, there's zero verifiable evidence that money has been spent for condoms anywhere, not just Hamas. And there was no such program. Recent claims surfaced regarding this. However, nothing. It's been debunked by several fact-checking organizations, and not $1 has been traced to Hamas or anywhere for condoms. So I didn't.
how many of the How many of the prior administration came out after the fact and said, yeah, you know what, you're right. Joe really was completely out of his mind and incapable of running the country, and we lied about that. And we're really sorry, and we shouldn't have done it, and we're going to do better going forward. How many of them did that?
But why doesn't Trump be bigger than that and say, I made a horrible mistake, American people?
Yeah, but John, I think Rolf has a point. No, seriously. When a president makes off-the-cuff comments, they're serious. When he says, "Hey, we're tired of this waste. We're sending 100 million or billion or whatever we're sending for condoms in Gaza, and it's not true," he should say he misspoke. I mean, yeah, I agree.
How do you know he did misspeak? In other words, how do you know that he knew he misspoke? The guy says whatever's on his mind.
Correct the record today, then, because that's still the headline. It's about conduct.
Oh, my God. It is a double standard. You're talking on a double standard, man. The Biden administration lied to us about that sucker for so long, it's unbelievable.
They lied to us about
everything.
He
can't even count to 10.
They've lied to us about everything. I mean, I'm still convinced, and I don't know if you are. Yeah. Rolf, I don't know where you are politically. I don't care, Rolf. I just want to ask you.
Oh, gee, that's a hard guess.
Well, no. Do you believe that Biden received millions of dollars from communist China?
I have no idea. Show us the facts. There's no facts on that. But we're talking about this is.
But you know
something.
See, that's what's weird.
President anymore. We have
what's
Trump
weird
in the White House.
Can you prove that a man called that a man called Robert F. Kennedy is real? Can you prove it? Do you have verifiable evidence?
You're right. I guess we could go down this that we're actually in a simulation, but we could also just be honest about this. Is there government waste? Absolutely. So why do they have to say things that are not true, like the condoms? This is their big selling point. It's not about anything else. It's about the condoms and about somebody who's
My God, they called Trump Hitler. They said we would never have a democracy again. They lied every 5 seconds, and you're getting stuck on this condom thing. And I bet we find out we did spend a lot of money on condoms somewhere.
Let me ask you something.
That's kind of the way it normally goes here.
Hell, we spend money on tampons for the men's bathrooms.
Yeah, it's kind of the way it goes, though, is that you have to understand that, we have this cycle over and over again, and it just gets ridiculous. We hear from Trump that the Tren de Aragua issue is going on in Aurora, and it's terrible. And we listened to 10 days straight of Aurora and Denver telling them that that's completely wrong and that's absolutely untrue and it never happened and everything else, and that Trump's just a liar about all these issues. And then lo and behold, they just lock up 50 of them, and it turns out, yes, they do, and they're condemning the buildings, and every single bit of that was true. So we just keep going in these circles and stuff. I think you just need to lighten up and not get hung up on this condom to Hamas thing. In general, the concept is the same, and we agree. Government waste and abuse is not acceptable and needs to be rooted out. If it turns out that we sent condoms to Hamas, that's wrong. If it turns out that we didn't, that doesn't mean that we don't have a problem.
Yeah, but you guys are hypocritical. You guys are hypocritical, and you know you are.
Trump derangement right there.
It is. Rolf, it absolutely is.
Rolf, I get what you're saying. You're saying if you misstate and exaggerate, you should correct it. But I got to tell you, that goes for everyone in politics, man. Have you ever heard Biden come out and say, by the way, and then correct something? Have you ever heard him, ever?
Yes, and the White House usually corrects and say he misspoke. This White House doesn't say that. He doesn't say that. It's true.
He didn't mean it when he said Trump should be in jail.
It's true. It's not true.
Well, Rolf,
it's not true. None of this is true.
Rolf, truth
is, too bad everybody voted for him, Ralph.
No, what we can do.
49% did. 51%.
Hey, listen, man. Okay, now that he got the popular vote, it's still not good enough for these Trump syndrome people. It'll never be good enough, ever. It doesn't matter. Trump could cure cancer tomorrow, and Ralph would complain about it.
Ralph, may I ask you, Ralph, do you think the country is on the wrong track?
Absolutely. And guess what? I've been in this country and I've been in this state I've been in this state for 61 years,
Do
by
you
the way.
think that under Biden, the country was in a, do you think under Biden and the Democrats, the country was in a better trajectory?
Absolutely. The economy was booming. The economy's never been better, ever.
Trump derangement right there.
How do you, honest to God, how do you argue with him?
Listen, Ralph, don't call me a hypocrite and don't say I didn't let you have your say, okay? 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. You know, DenverRegen.com is on my list for stem cell therapy and for hair regeneration. They do a great job, and I'll never forget how they got me out of pain. They're really good. That's one aspect I want to keep harping on. DenverRegen.com.
Yep.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino. Now, Michael Brown tomorrow morning at 6:30 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Just like that, we're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the most part after a couple crashes on I-25 north and southbound lanes showing intended speeds from one end of town to the other. One incident remains on the northeast end, I-76 eastbound, approaching 74th Avenue. A crash has slow driving back from I-25, adding about 10 minutes to your commute. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why My Lowe's Rewards is free to join and lets you unlock member-only deals, earn points towards My Lowe's money, and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms, subject to change.
Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney that I hope you never need. And why? Because I want you to know that he will do free consultations and initially with no charge and then flat rate pricing. But I say I hope you don't need him because he's a criminal defense attorney. But one thing's for sure, from time to time, you're going to know someone, you may have to refer him, or you might get into trouble. Anything from a DUI to an argument with a neighbor. I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say don't shop under pressure. That's Joe Lazara, Lazzara, LazzaraLegal.com, 303-429-6200. That's 303-429-6200. Now, when we're talking about things that I believe in, I talked about Denver Regen, and Mark has another perspective. I talked about the stem cell therapy. Mark, talk about your program.
Well, the weight loss is great. I can't imagine.
Thanks, brother.
More than 25 pounds in 5 weeks like I did, and the food noise is gone. That's the coolest part about the drug. GLP-1s for less than $300 a month. That's everything in. You get the medication, the doctors, everything you need to start losing weight and feeling great.
Discover the value of community and...
Yay.
Oh, we got this email that Trump is Hitler. Sending it to Mark and Tom.
Read it.
Who called Trump Hitler 8 years ago in the lead up to the 20... This doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe I don't know what this guy is trying to say. Who's on line 10? Anyone?
I don't know. It's weird.
That's strange.
That is strange.
Whatever.
He probably hit it with his arm.
Who's on first?
Second.
The derangement syndrome. I can't wait till they gut the government. All the people that complain are receiving some kind of freebies.
I just find it hard just to be such a true believer, but it goes so deep that they're just willing to completely overlook the past 4 years of absolute freaking lies and misinformation. And then the day that Trump takes over, it's like, see, he's a liar. And you're like, come on, man.
It's amazing, John.
Troubleshooter Show.
What a weird name, too. What was it? R-A-L... How did he spell it? R-O-L-F?
Rolf.
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 Crazy. You want to come on and give your words to the guys?
I've heard that name before.
Rolf.
Where are you from, boy?
Do you want to come on and tell the guys you broke up a little bit?
Where are you guys playing
If
pickleball?
you fellers want, I got the
Colorado. Can they hear me? Colorado Springs.
Oh, okay.
Colorado. Oh, yeah. So, well, if we make it now, Mark's got something to do, he said. I don't know.
if and you fellers want, I got Musk responding to the condoms in the Oval Office.
Right now?
Yeah, what do you say?
What's that, Mark?
What? Play it.
Okay, yeah, when we come back?
Yeah, what is it? What's he say?
That it's something about the inaccuracy about what country that the money went to, and that he apologizes and he says we're not going to be 100%
let's play it so
accurate.
Rolf, and Tom can hear the apology.
Yeah.
And Rolf says he listens every day.
And I like a good deep, God damn it, I can't say it, deep tissue massage. Isn't that what Rolf means?
Yes, it did. It is.
Jesus. God damn.
You guys.
When used as a verb
You're
or a
all
noun.
mean.
You know?
You're all
that
mean
massage-
people, by the way. You're all mean people.
That was Shannon.
No, hey, listen, if some of that massage can be my prostate, fine.
That truly is what it is.
Have you ever
That
had your
was
prostate
that
massage?
took it too far. Okay, I don't think they can.
God, I can't believe
I don't think they can rock
Listen,
your
it's not my
prostate.
fault
Okay.
that God put the launch button there.
You never know, man. It's a technique aimed at the release and realignment of the body.
All right.
The
all right.
release.
Exactly what he was talking about.
Hi, Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter.
Hey, Tom, Shannon found a soundbite from Trump. Listen to this, man. Rolf, make sure you're listening, please.
It's from Musk, right?
And this is big numbers. Talking about $100 to $200 billion a year. Serious money.
Mr. Musk, you said on X that an example of the fraud that you have cited was $50 million of condoms was sent to Gaza. But after fact-check this, apparently Gaza in Mozambique, and the program was to protect them against HIV. So can you correct the statements? It wasn't sent to Hamas, actually. It was sent to Mozambique, which makes sense why condoms was sent there.
Yeah.
And how can we make sure that all the statements that you said were correct, so we can trust what you say?
Well, first of all, some of the things that I say will be incorrect and should be corrected. So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes. I'm not sure we should be sending $50 million worth of condoms to anywhere, frankly. I'm not sure that's something Americans would be really excited about. And that is really an enormous number of condoms, if you think about it. But if it went to Mozambique instead of Gaza, I'm like, okay, that's not as bad, but still, why are we doing that?
Well, how do you argue with that? They corrected it. The actual reporter that went and did the legwork to find out if it was real corrected them and said it was $50 million to whatever country she kept saying. I've never even heard of it. But my God, I don't care once again what country it is. Unless if it's our own country, why the hell are we sending $50 million in condoms to whatever beach community he's talking about or whatever, when we have people that fought in Vietnam and other wars on our streets homeless?
By the way, just so you know, okay, the pricing on those condoms for the government, they bought 1.67 billion condoms.
Well, that's impossible, Tom, because according to Rolf and caller Tom, they didn't even exist. It never happened. There was no condoms.
They went to Mozambique and there were 1.67 billion condoms.
I'd like Tom or Rolf, please call back. And now that you heard that and you heard the reporter explain.
This is exactly what happens every single time. You can change one little minute fact and it's like, oh, okay, well, maybe there was some truth in it. Yeah, but the original thing was a lie. It was all lies. It's just a lie.
Yeah.
But it's
let's talk
to
Paul,
did
and by the
a
way,
billion
people,
condoms,
really,
you know?
problems, questions, complaints, give us a call, please. 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Hey, Paul, what is your comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to comment on that person that was on the phone just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Tom, I guess it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I don't even know what fairy tale world this dude's living in, but the economy was not better when Biden was in there. Period. I've been struggling ever since. I make almost $30 an hour, and I'm still struggling. You know, it's just ridiculous. You can't talk to these people. They're one-sided. You don't see their agenda, then it's not right.
No,
Period.
I mean,
they hate the fact they're gutting the government. The federal government was never intended to be this big. We were never intended to be the security of the entire world.
You have to admit, Trump is not doing one thing that he hasn't promised. I mean, it's not like it's a surprise. He campaigned on these very issues. He campaigned on every single issue he's doing. I mean, apparently the people
can't
wanted
keep up
it.
with him.
I mean, look, he's got the highest approval rating of any recent presidents after election. You know, look at what was one of the first things Biden did. Do you remember one of the first major things he did when he got into office?
Opened the border up. The first thing he did was open it up. Then they lied about it for 4 years.
No, there were three
was
things,
nothing
Mark.
Biden could do.
The border was one. The shutdown of the pipeline causing massive layoffs was another. And then the third one.
And gas price increases.
And then the withdrawal from Afghanistan. That is the sloppiest.
Where our soldiers died.
That is the sloppiest withdrawal since I'm Curious Yellow. That is like the worst. Billions of dollars spent.
Of equipment left.
I mean,
and equipment left.
But people would justify it. That's the thing. People will justify it because.
And then he lied left and right not long ago, saying under his watch not an American soldier died. I mean, how do you say that after that whole withdrawal? But nope, I didn't hear Walter Tom talking about that one.
All right, now hold on real quick. John Fuller, I got a text here. Really seriously, they say that I tell them. Well, let me do this after the break. I got this for John Fuller after the break. I'm going to talk about the communication thing right after this.
Thank you.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's.
Just like that, we're back to easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the most part after a couple crashes on I-25 north and southbound lanes showing intended speeds from one end of town to the other. One incident remains on the northeast end, I-76 eastbound, approaching 74th Avenue. A crash has slow driving back from I-25, adding about 10 minutes to your commute. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Lowe's knows that free is just better. That's why My Lowe's Rewards is free to join and lets you unlock member-only deals. Earn points towards My Lowe's money and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at lowes.com/terms subject to change.
You know, when I formed Wave 8 Wealth Management to help others with their investments like I've helped myself through this company, my company, for the last 8 years, when I formed it, I never dreamed it would be so easy to compete in the industry. But as soon as people talk to us, they see the difference because so many people thought they had an advisor and they don't. Okay. They have someone who places their money somewhere and takes a percentage. That's it. They don't babysit it. They don't customize it. They don't talk to you. They don't care. They don't know you. And I'm telling you, when you take a second look, you will choose Wave 8 Wealth Management. 303-771-HELP. Yes, it's my company. That's the disclaimer. And my money is in there with yours. 303-771-4357 or wave8capital.com. Hey, looking for high efficiency? You want to save money? 30 to 50% a month. You can do that with high efficiency systems. Here's what I love about Garrett and his team. And this is the first time we met him, right, Mark? Like 20 years ago. He said, I'm going to give the lowest prices, period. We couldn't believe it, but that's his hallmark. If you compare the same stuff for these high efficiency systems, you won't find a better price. 303-770-2776, 888heating.com.
Oh, Shannon.
I will write on the thing what's on the thing, and then you guys take it from there. Go nuts.
I'll try to stay on top of it, Mark.
Have you ever seen a box of Stouffer's food?
That's
look
right.
like
I know how to handle Shannon.
You handle Shannon with Shanny sauce.
Little extra sauce on that bad boy.
Sausage. The guy in his phonetic S's in sausage
S's
all
in
for the
sausage.
show.
Oh wait, hang on, another S, another sausage. Oh, we like a lot of
We were
sausage.
dying. Did you hear it, Mark?
No.
He was giving Tom a serial number, and Tom's like, spell that phonetically. He's like, T is in Tom, S is in sausage.
S is in Sambuca.
Oh my God!
It was so
T is
funny.
in tequila.
Oh, and then he said, N is in Niagara Falls.
Hey.
So it's obvious he was in the military.
Oh yeah, but Coast Guard.
Exactly.
It's obvious he was in the
Space Force.
Biden administration.
Space Force. Come on,
The
man.
YouTubies were having a heyday with it.
That'd be another funny one. Tom has just come up with a list that's all alcohol based.
Teeth like tequila.
Absinthe.
Teeth and
bourbon.
Beers and beer.
Absinthe, beer, bourbon.
It's
Cognac.
Sambuca, yeah.
Yep.
Or
Cognac.
all drugs.
Drambuie.
Drambuie. That's a good one. Drambuie. There's an old person drink.
Ezra Williams, you know.
Fantastic.
Y'all are killing me. It's great.
V for vermouth.
All right, give me an E one.
Oh, come on.
Isn't there
Edelberry
an
wine?
Eddie's vodka?
Edelberry
Oh
wine.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Eddie's vodka.
Edelberry
He
wine.
is an Eddie's vodka.
Oh, elderberry.
Eldenflower.
Elderberry wine. I was saying it wrong. Elderberry.
Eldenflower.
Is there any that start with Z, though?
Remember what were those
Zima.
things?
Zima.
Yeah, that goes back.
Okay, Y. There's not going to be a Y.
Yeah.
What are you talking
an
about?
alcohol-
Why what?
What?
Oh, yearlings. Yearling beer, Mark. What is
Oh,
it?
Yingling.
Yingling or
Yingling.
something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yingling.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yingling. I don't know. I've got it. I can picture it.
Jeez.
I can picture the art.
That's
it
a
is.
good one, Yingling.
Really?
Yearling.
Yearling?
I'm a hazy girl.
People like when we talk politics. It's kind of funny.
Some do.
Well, I'm more than almost a third.
But you're using the YouTubies as the demographic.
Well, I am. I mean, who else can I poll? Everybody in your car, raise your hand right now.
In your car.
Everybody put on your left blinker, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's funny. My kids used to watch the Teletubbies, Tim.
Oh, I love the Teletubbies.
Remember the Teletubbies, Mark, of all things?
Yeah,
We took
weren't
the
they
kids
fat
to
little
see.
bears
Yeah,
or
we
something?
took them to see Teletubbies at the convention center.
Yeah, what's going on?
Nice way to set the pace
Nope,
on the show there,
Dragon's
bro.
out. We got Shannon all day.
Oh,
Dragon's sick as hell.
Oh. Shannon still watches Teletubbies.
Shannon.
I'm working it.
Well, and he's glowing in the dark in here with this yellow shirt.
Kind of blending in.
I love how he said there was no condoms at Ralph or whatever, or
Rolf.
Tom.
Rolf.
I just can't believe it. He said there was none. And then there was a reporter saying she did all the legwork.
Careful, Poe. Snow is very slippery.
Oh no!
Is that
Got into
Ellen?
an accident driving in the snow.
Holy babies.
See what you started, Tim?
I hated those things. My daughter was like, you know, Teletubby age when she was like two.
So
And she could sit
Tinky
there and zone into
purple.
that crap
Yeah.
like
Where's
they
your
were.
daughter
Our
right
son,
now?
too.
Then La La
Who, my
Yellow
daughter?
Is she in
Where's
college?
my daughter?
and
Is she
Dipsy
in
Green.
college, John?
She is a master's industrial engineer in a big company down in Texas called Abbott Labs.
Ooh,
Awesome.
Abbott.
Oh, Abbott.
Abbott's huge.
Yeah.
Really? You know that?
Hang on. Coming back.
Yeah.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. 713-8255. Man, lively show today. We got John Fuller with us, and I do have a question, John. I do say this in the ads. I say if you call John, you can talk to him before you hire him, ask him questions. And then afterwards, you get a cell phone. You can call or text at any time. Somebody said, what do I mean if you don't have a cell phone up front and you give out the general number? How do you get to talk to John? Is he always available? Does he call you back? This was just a very practical question. They call that 303-597-4500. So they say, I want to talk to John. I mean, because obviously you're not going to answer that phone, right, John?
Well, sometimes I do. But,
Okay.
as an example, right now, I'm on the radio, so I'm not answering the phone.
Right.
If you call my office, you're going to get my capable staff. But I am always available. And if a client wants to visit with me about their case, we're going to get on the phone and chat. If I need to give them a call back after the show or something, I'll give them a call back. But it's not a secret. My cell number is always available. I'm available in the office. But, the point is that we are available. My whole staff is available. We answer the phone. We call people back. We rarely have to call people back. We're there to answer the calls.
Okay.
So am I understanding if someone calls you at 3 a.m., this is going to be cool?
That's only you that does that, Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Well, in any case,
I laugh. Back in the...
That's the bottom line.
I
You can
brought
ask
that
to
up,
talk
Tom.
to you.
Yeah. I brought that up, Tom,
Absolutely.
because we did have a listener call him at 3 a.m. one time.
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
We did? Wow.
Yeah.
Was it important,
We
John?
I don't recall.
Okay, so listen.
Back in many years ago, I used to handle criminal defense cases as well, and my card has had my cell number on it for 23 years now. So there's a few of them out there, but those guys used to be the ones that would call me at 2 or 3 in the morning, and usually they'd pick up the phone, they'd call, and then they'd set the phone down. So I'd sit there and listen to the entire police interaction over the phone when I'd wake up the next morning and listen to the message and stuff. So it was quite humorous, but no, I don't get too many calls after hours. Not bad after hours.
That's scary. That really is scary. Now, is Paul a new caller? I thought I took him. Paul, this is.
I wasn't sure if you were done with him,
Well,
Tom.
Paul, are you done? Go ahead. Make your final points, Paul.
Morning and listen to the. Well, I just like I said, man, you talk to people you can't talk to people like that. You're one-sided, and that's it. You don't see their agenda, then it's not right, Jerry. So
I was just shocked how they were both so wrong on the condoms, like they didn't exist at all. And it comes to find out they 100%. The guy got the wrong country. Who cares? It wasn't right here in the good old U.S. of A.
Exactly, and like you said, dude, we got veterans and stuff that are homeless, and they're worried about other countries. We just need to worry about ourselves first.
Wish we shipped one of those to Rolf's dad.
Okay. Now, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Taking all your calls, problems, questions, complaints. Truly, we're having fun doing it, too. So stick around for the Troubleshooter Show.
I wonder if Rolf's listening.
I hope. I hope he and his attorney are listening. Like,
oh God,
boy, Shannon.
Jesus Christ.
Here's Rolf calling now.
Troubleshooter Show. What is your first name, Rolf? Okay, thanks, Paul.
All right.
Holy
Okay,
moly.
thanks for listening, man. Bye.
It does make me wonder, though. There's Musk standing next to Trump in the Oval Office. What's that security like?
It's awesome.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Musk's security is probably every bit of
to solve any of that. So
the
now
other
he's
people.
acting like he is just a helpless bystander.
I hear so much about the word.
Where's that coming from?
Tom is playing
I was
something.
playing something.
I was playing that.
And
'Cause
I
you're
thought
doing your own show.
Elon's little boy was adorable on his shoulders.
He is.
Oh my God!
Doesn't he have like 74
Like, can I
kids?
babysit
Like
you, man?
13 of them for sure.
10
And they're
at
all
least.
different women for the most part.
5 different
Why not?
mamas.
Oh my God! If I had that much money for alimony and child support,
Oh, they don't even talk. He's never even heard that
if
word.
I had even a tenth of that money, I would get my vasectomy reversed.
Easy now. Easy on how you finish that
And
sentence.
why would you do that? Why would you do that to the world?
Oh, just go to. Well, because I
Why
want
would you
Thanksgiving
unleash
to
that
be
kind of evil?
I want Thanksgiving to be interesting.
Put more Shannons out there.
Oh my God! Just like a mimeograph making little me's. Oh,
Funny that the show started with Mark going to Micro Center to buy condoms.
There's
funny.
Tayu, Vivian, Nevada, Damien, Sexton, Kai, and Griffin.
I can't remember which one it was that changed. You know that's a huge part of what changed Elon was that he lost a child to a transgender deal.
What do you mean?
God bless.
One of the kids changed.
That's Vivian.
Yep. And
Yes,
it
Chopper.
about killed him. Because it about killed the kid. And he can't believe what that part of society did to his
By the
kid.
way, Mark, did Michael's auto body close up completely? I heard they're empty down there. Somebody wrote to me saying they drove by.
Let me look.
I don't know.
I mean,
We were there last year.
You know,
He sold
Michael
it.
sold. You know that.
Yeah, a long time ago.
He had a rough
Not a
life.
long
Oh,
time.
it is permanent. Well, it's permanently closed, Mark.
Oh, it's been at least a year and a half.
It's closed now.
Yeah, it sure is.
Wow,
Man,
I
but
wonder
that
who's going to
didn't
take that
long,
space.
Did it? Jesus Christ.
Maybe
Now-
another brewery will come
Dude,
in.
I have seen that so many times, man. Computer stores I've sold within a year, they're closed. Goodyear's within a year. Just unbelievable. You can either run a business or you can't. I mean, it really comes down to that.
He is a good guy. I felt bad for him. What happened to his wife?
Yeah, his wife died so young.
Elon's-
Over 70%, like when we talk politics, by the
No,
way.
Michael from Michael's Auto Body. His wife died like within 6 weeks of a diagnosis of brain cancer.
I didn't know that.
She was, she was in
Yeah.
her 40s. It was like October, you're gonna die, and she was gone by Thanksgiving or something. It was just crazy.
Who do we have tomorrow, Suzanne?
We have Kevin and Jeff.
Okay.
We might have someone else too. We might end up full. I don't know yet.
I'm here the whole time.
Who, Jesse Jess? We should start doing a common person occasionally. Hey, YouTubers, if you want to come into studio one day, shoot Suzanne an email at help@troubleshooter.com.
Rolf did not do well on the poll.
Oh, did you see my Rolf poll? What did he get? Would he pull an 80? I forget.
88% no.
Yeah.
Email me, you guys, if you want to come in as a common man.
Or woman.
MR, top
or woman.
secret, or woman.
Or
top,
host.
top secret. Bo, have top secret in.
No.
All right, but I don't want to be in with her.
I want to meet her.
Mark says no.
Why?
No.
No,
I'm
she
the
should
one
come in.
scheduling this
She's
show.
part of the stealing of IP.
Oh, shh.
Oh my God.
Okay, top secret.
Case.
You're coming in.
Case 31, email me. We'll get a beer afterwards.
Case 13, no.
It's case 13.
Email me, help@troubleshooter.com. Then we'll go get a beer after the show on Car Friday.
We got to get Talib in soon. Talib hasn't been in
Talib
forever.
never answers my text ever.
Oh.
I am done texting Talib. I love him.
Always answer Sue's texts or you're going to get cut off.
Yeah, you know what?
Your
That's
texts
right.
are so complete, Suze. I just don't feel like I need to respond. But I will now.
Top secret and case together.
That would be good.
Yeah, that'll be a day
That'd
I
be
do
good.
the show remotely.
Yes.
Sure, Sherry, I'll have you in. We'll go get a beer. That's how I'm enticing these YouTubers to come in.
Sherry
I'll
would be
take
cool.
them out
I'd
for a
like
beer.
Sherry a lot. Sherry
She's a
is super
sweetie.
cool.
She is. Then we'll go out for, what do we call it? The Sweaty Girls Club. Night out.
I'll take my sweaty girls out.
Yeah, Mark will take his sweaty girls out. Case 31 says she's only 13.
It's case 13.
Case 13.
Case 13. Yeah, case 13. There, it's case 13.
Yeah, I think
31.
It's case
John,
13.
We've been arguing with Mark for 3 years on this.
Well, it's confusing. It
Mark's
looks like
dyslexic. He can't read the letters.
Okay, I'm going to do a poll.
Mark, it's 13.
Yes.
If I leave
How
the
many
stream,
people think case is 31?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
if I leave the stream up and running, can you terminate it from YouTube? You don't have access to my laptop, but can you terminate it from YouTube?
I assume I can, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to leave it up.
I don't know why I couldn't.
I'll
We
leave
can
it up
only
and
have
running.
one live stream.
Okay, I'll leave it up with the with the studio wide shot.
Is it case 13? Or
Tom, are you leaving right
is
now?
No,
it
I will in a little while.
case?
Okay.
Case 13.
Case.
Did you know that?
Yeah, they knew it. I haven't. I haven't.
No, do you know it? Holy crap.
Do I know I'm leaving? Jeez.
Yes.
Why?
I don't know.
I
sometimes.
love. What did he say
I thought
last
you were
week? I
leaving
had
at
you
1.
copy.
Are you
I
leaving
had
now?
no idea what I was talking about.
Tommy, are you leaving now or at 1?
One probably.
Probably one.
Or closer to one.
Okay.
Okay, here's a poll about. We're finally going to get to the bottom of what everybody thinks about Case 13. There it is.
It's case 31.
It's Case 13.
Tommy, don't get him started. We know.
I don't see the poll.
Oh, so funny.
So far, 100% agree with me. 13.
There we go.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Hey, I'm Tom Martino, and I welcome you to the show. This hour brought to you by One Clear Choice Garage Doors. If you're looking for great service, new garage doors, new openers, any part of the door, any part of the opener, they do it all. And their price on One Clear Choice Garage Doors, all of their prices clearly marked on the website. Chappie started this with full transparency, 24/7 service. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Somebody says you never give out that number, Tom. I'm going to give it out now. 720-370-3987. I want to welcome John Fuller with us, Fuller Law, and we're talking about personal injury. If you have any questions on that, we're talking about any and all things you want to talk about, really. So, John, what is on your mind in general in your field of expertise? Are there any changing laws, any things you're seeing abusive wise? Are you seeing any, just really, if so many times we have experts on and we take calls and inquiries, but I just want to ask you straight up, anything particular that you think people need to know that maybe occurs all the time or whatever?
There are certain trends that just kind of repeat themselves, and we go through phases with some of these different companies out there. But one of the ones that I've seen recently a lot of is these insurance companies rushing out and trying to give offers to people before they've even had a chance to consult with an attorney and to try to settle their cases super fast and for not that much money. And that doesn't really happen all the time. But right now, we seem to have a lot of that. And so if you're in that situation, do not accept an offer that literally is like 10 minutes after your accident.
Okay, that's really good advice. Do you feel that there are cases where they're simple enough that a consumer can handle them and you tell them, just do this and see what they say?
Well, I mean, there are cases that we don't accept because they don't require our assistance on them. But if you're injured and you're getting treatment and you've got questions about which insurance company should be paying for things and what order they should be paying, I mean, you're probably going to be a lot better off by having us on your side. But if you're just, not injured, maybe you just had one little trip to the chiro or two or something, and you paid out of pocket, and it's just a simple case all the way around, you might be okay. But much more complicated than that, and it just opens the door to problems that are going to, come back to haunt you down the road.
Okay, I got this text just now when we were talking. Does John believe in dash cams?
Yes. John believes in dash cams. I don't think that should be a secret to any of your listeners. I'm a big believer in dash cams. The one of the things that I hate more than anything, and maybe it's a function of, a lot of the police forces are spread pretty thin. They don't have enough people working in them, and they just don't have time. But the thing that I hate more than anything is when a cop comes out to an accident scene, they get a he said, she said, and they just throw up their hands and say, well, the parties don't really agree, so I'm not going to write a ticket, and we don't really know who's at fault. And I can guarantee you that the cop not knowing who's at fault means we're going to get a denial from the insurance company. Happens every single time. So one way to eliminate that confusion, absolutely 100%, is to have that nice little dash cam up there taking a full color picture of exactly what happened in your accident. It can completely, and it does frequently, completely eliminate disputed liability cases.
Okay. Now, obviously, it can also count against you if you're an idiot, right? I mean, it.
Well, listen, if you're at fault, you're at fault. I mean, that's the reality. But if you're not, the worst thing in the world is to have some guy say, man, I'm really sorry. And by the time you get home, you get a call from their insurance company saying, we want to get your information. We understand that you were at fault for the accident. Guy completely changed his tune by the time he spoke to his own insurance company.
I know.
And from that moment on, you have this battle where we have to fight about liability. And many times there's nothing you can do on those cases.
No, you're absolutely right. So in any case, what I tell people, all the evidence you can gather. I mean, obviously, if you're in the right, which you're not going to seek legal help if you don't think you're in the right, if you think you screwed up. I mean, then you have to get other kinds of help, and your insurance should help you. But in any case, cell phone, people don't use their phones to take pictures. They think they're weird, so they don't want to do it. Dash cams are great. But the license plate of the other car, I mean, there are people that totally deny the encounter sometimes when authorities aren't called. They literally deny the entire incident.
I've had those cases.
I mean, it's crazy. Okay, so...
that's why I tell people, and, get out of the car, take a picture. Take a picture of the other driver. No. Those cases do happen where the other driver just flat denies that they were even in the car.
We have one person here,
So cut them
John.
off at the pass.
We have one person here who said they were driving down and the RTD bus pulled out from its stop and never looked and smashed them into an oncoming car, and they have injuries. Now, is RTD self-insured? How do they deal with RTD?
So that's a hard question because there's more than one RTD. Oh. RTD itself is a government entity, and you're basically dealing with, state dollars and governmental immunity and all those issues. But we also have a private contractor that does an awful lot of RTD bus operation and everything else, and they have their own private insurance. So it depends on who and which one of the RTD buses you happen to get hit by or happen to, be involved with. But, 6 1/2 dozen. They're both, they get a lot of claims, Tom, as you can imagine. So they're not very easy to deal with.
Okay. But for sure, they do have some kind of coverage, is what you're saying. I mean, it's not like
absolutely
immunity.
There's coverage, yeah. No, you do have governmental immunity issues if it's if it's truly RTD. That is a government, funded, owned, operated program, and you do have governmental immunity issues.
But that generally, John, that just protects, say, the driver or the employee. That doesn't stop the city or whomever from paying out.
Sure it does.
It does.
Yeah. So here's the way governmental immunity works. The basic rule is we're immune unless we say that we're not immune. And one of the things that they statutorily say they're not immune for is car accidents. But you still have to go through the motions of giving the statutory notice and all of the steps that you have to do to preserve your case, or you will lose it forever regardless of what the statutes say about them waiving immunity. So it just is an extra procedural hurdle that if a person is not represented or they don't know, they can easily miss that deadline and later find out that they have no case at all.
I guess more or less what I was saying, though, is with the exception of a snowplow and a car parked where it shouldn't be or wherever, generally speaking, if you get hit by an RTD bus and it's the bus's fault, if you get an attorney and go through the hoops, you're going to end up most likely getting paid, correct?
Yeah.
But if you
Same as if you get
sue,
hit by a cop or...
But if your attorney or a cop or anybody, but if your attorney wanted to actually go after that employee as well, that's a whole different hurdle.
Well, we do go after the employee. It's just that that person is afforded coverage by being in the course and scope of their employment.
I guess
we
what I'm
always
saying
go
is,
after the driver itself.
But I'll put it two different ways. Let's say a city worker, let's say an RTD bus driver, and let's say just a private citizen that happens to be on the job for whatever, driving some parts around to deliver.
Right.
So in either case, and let's say they were drinking. Let's say the RTD bus guy was drinking, and that was proven, and same with the other person. Could you go after that RTD bus driver for that aspect of it?
Okay, so listen to me really carefully. In every single lawsuit, we go after the actual driver. Okay? In every single lawsuit. Sometimes we also go after a company under a separate claim, such as negligent entrustment or something like that. But we always go after the driver because it's the driver who was negligent.
Got it.
RTD itself didn't cause the accident. I mean, they maybe by policy or bad hire or something, but that's a different deal. But we always go after the driver, and that driver is indemnified by the fact that they're operating within the course and scope of their employment. So that's why we have RTD paying for the damages caused by driver A, driver B, and driver C. We will almost never collect anything directly from that driver. That driver is going to be covered by their employer.
Yeah, but that's the way it is with most people, even when they have their own insurance.
Yeah.
You collect from
Well,
their
I
insurance.
was thinking if RTD was going to say, hey, we're only going to pay out whatever, $2 million, I'll just throw something out, and you still wanted more, could you go after that driver individually because he was drinking, but yet he's a state employee? I mean, could you still go after him for his house, his assets?
Most likely not, Mark.
Okay.
You're going to end up wanting to go after where the money is, and that's going to be with the employer. And
that goes right into our next text. By the way, Mark hit on
break.
Yeah, so I'll take this break, and then this text has to do with what Mark asked about going after other parties. 303-713-8255. Criminal defense, DUI, or other charges. Free initial consultations. Flat rate price.
Just right out of this into you.
429-6200. LazzaraLegal.com. Lazzara. Joe Lazzara. 303-429-6200. I can't stress enough the deal that Zero Res Denver is doing for Valentine's Day. I mean, it's freaking unbelievable. Now, here's what I want to tell you about it, and you got to listen. It's only for 2 days. You have to book during those 2 days, and it doesn't have to be on those 2 days. And it's $99 for 3 rooms, and then it's just incredible. Now, Zero Res I love because of its healthy approach with us. It has water that is softened and purified, the best cleaning agent in nature. It takes out all the residues and all the chemicals, and it keeps your carpets perfect. I'm telling you, you will not find anything better than this for keeping carpets clean and for keeping them beautiful. And I can attest to it because I use them. Ask for the Martino special, please. It's just, listen, for Monday and Tuesday, it's 3 rooms, $99. 3 rooms. I guess you could maybe even call now, but just tell them you want that Martino Valentine's Day special. It's $99 for 3 rooms, and that is the best carpet cleaning you'll ever get. 303-471-5150, 471-5150, ZeroResDenver.com. Man, I just get excited with deals, you know. Anyway, speaking of deals, Genesis Total Exteriors has some deals on interior doors. If you're looking to replace those old hollow core doors with solid wood doors, paintable or stainable, they're doing that. They're also converting wood rails into metal rails to beautify your home. They're also doing any kind of exterior maintenance in your home. They do baths and kitchens as well, and full basements. So GenesisTotalExteriors.com for a home improvement company that I truly trust, and you should too. I've known them for years. That's GenesisTotalExteriors.com, 303-679-8509.
Thank you.
Hey, Tom?
Yes, sir.
Mark stepped out for a minute.
Okay, are
Good.
you going to finish with John from 1 to 2?
Why'd you want to tell me that?
Well, in case you want him to do something, he's not here.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
All right, bro. Well, thank you.
For common, yeah. Okay.
Go to the open.
This offer is limited, so call me at 844-317-4466. That's 844-31-RHINO or rhinoco.com.
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k?
John,
Yes, ma'am.
Mark will be in here with you from 1 to 2.
Okay.
Is he out now, though?
He had to go. Sorry, Tom. He told me to tell you he had to go finish something real quick.
Okay, damn.
So he's out for a little bit, but he'll be back for you to leave.
Do you know that? Listen to what crazy shit. Do you know they're financing cars now up to 84 months? That's just bullshit.
They've been doing that for
What
a
is that,
while.
like 7 years? Is
I mean,
that
but
7
how
years?
stupid is that? God damn it.
Yeah.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's more money
You know?
to them, isn't it? More
Yeah,
interest.
But it's, well, it makes the payment low, but who's going to keep a car for 84 months?
But it's just handcuffs. Handcuffs. Those people are so upside down on those cars, it's not even remotely funny.
Yeah, it's just another way to take advantage of people by promising them a low monthly rate without them realizing how much they're paying over the course of the 84 months. But again, Tom, they always have the option to say, no, I won't do it for 84 months.
Well, of course.
There has to be some personal responsibility.
At 84 months. You just have to be some fucking crazy person.
25th. Tom?
Yeah.
You went through school in New York State public schools, correct?
I went to Catholic schools and then halfway through high school, switched to public.
Okay, because I was going to say, when I was growing up, the schools in New York City were the best in the country. But we didn't need anything from the federal government. The state and the city took care of ensuring quality education.
Right.
The DOE
Right.
would have done nothing but decrease the value of my education.
Right. Well, what does the federal government do in education? Hey, what do they do?
Well, they take
really?
money and it's just a redundant
Something
system.
like this.
You don't need federal control when you have state and local
Playing
control.
on the air the part where he says, "I'm going to make mistakes. It's not 100%, but."
So the kid is behind the desk, and the people thought he was talking to Trump, but he's actually talking to this journalist off to the side.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Feel free. Got it on Tom 718-8255. Ken, go ahead, Ken. What's going on?
Yeah, Tom, before Thanksgiving, you were talking about your back surgeon, and I was driving and couldn't write down who the surgeon's name is and the practice.
Yeah. Just so you know, he's not the only one that does it. Since it's been FDA, he's one of the first. But since it's been FDA approved, there are a lot of really good surgeons that do it. But my surgeon, I love him, and he is really doing many of them, is Joshua Beckman, Beckman, and he's at St. A's, but he doesn't work well. He has his practice, I believe, is called Neurosurgery 1, Dr. Joshua Beckman. And he does the
perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, he does that one procedure that I had done that, of course, changed my complete life.
It's called the TOPS procedure, right, Tom?
Yeah, TOPS. Now, one thing, like I said, not everyone is eligible for it, unfortunately, because one of the it's neurosurgery1.com, but one of the things is that it's just not for everyone because people don't have the right structure for it. But it's something to look into. Now, one thing they have been doing, which is really amazing, is since the TOPS procedure, which is really an implant that takes the place of your diseased facets and joints and disc, it's only approved for one level, meaning one level at a time, not two levels together. So what they've been doing, people that had multiple problems, and this is ingenious, they've been actually doing the fusion in the middle and putting a TOPS device on the top and on the bottom of the fusion for people that have big multi-levels. Now, the reason for that is, as you probably know, if you've looked into fusion, fusions fail more than they don't. And they fail because of what's called adjacent disc disease, or adjacent facet disease, where there's too much pressure put on the back and there's no movement. So by putting movement above and below the fusion, it actually relieves the adjacent disc disease part of it. It's ingenious. Now,
and the fuse works better.
Now, the fusion then would not fail probably. Now, here's what would be best if they would just, the FDA, I think they're going for it, would do multi levels of the TOPS, because you could literally just replace all of those facets, period, just replace them. But you have to have really good bone density and stuff to do it. So I wish you the best, man. There's nothing more I shouldn't say there's nothing more terrible. Back pain is very terrible, very terrible. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, John Fuller, we had that question that Mark brought up. Somebody wanted to know, they say, Tom, you always talk about insuring what you're worth, because if you're insured for 15 grand and they look at your bank account or your house, or they do an asset search, they may say, screw you, we're not taking your insurance. We're going to go after you. But does that really happen? I knew a couple who wanted to save money again, and they were worth, I know they were worth about $5 million, and they had state minimums. And they got into an accident, and the woman they won, but for another reason. But they were coming after the full Monty, and they wouldn't take any insurance settlement. And I told her, I said, look, you underinsured yourself, and you're a very attractive target. And then another personal injury attorney said, they hardly ever sue people personally. What is your thought on that?
Well, both of those things are true. I mean, so here's kind of the test. We generally just go after insurance money because it's the only money that's there most of the time. Most people don't have 25 or 50,000 or 100,000 or 300,000 or any of those nice round, dollar amounts just sitting in the bank and waiting if they, to see if they cause an accident. But here's where it does come back to bite you. So if you have, the means, and you choose to underinsure by having, say, 25 grand, even though you're a multimillionaire.
Yeah.
And I take, when I get ready to take policy limits from a company, and I know that I'm fixing to go to my client's uninsured motorist, the first thing we have to do is get permission. And guess what they do? They do an asset check on the defendant, and they discover, oh my goodness, they actually do have enough money to satisfy a judgment, and they are voluntarily uninsured. At that moment, and this does happen, the uninsured motorist company will pony up the amount of money that this person purportedly had in insurance, and they will go after them directly for the entirety of the damages without paying a nickel out of the UN proceeds. So it does happen.
I didn't know that.
There
So, John,
is
but you personally, or most personal injury attorneys, you're telling me no matter how attractive the defendant, you would rather not go after them.
Well, no, I'm going after them, but the insurance company has more money than they do most of the time.
Oh, you mean, so if they have, underinsured, uninsured motorist coverage.
So, Tom,
give me the scenario.
So here's the deal.
Right.
Let's say that you incur, a $90,000 hospital bill and you lost $30,000 of wages and all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
And I want to go after you directly. And I look at you and I go, okay, wait a second. We've got a $100,000 insurance policy. And maybe by the time you're done, I've got $200,000 of damages. What are you going to do here? I can get 100 from the insurance company and that check clears the bank. Or I can go after you directly and not take the 100, because going after you directly means I have to forego taking the 100, because the only way the insurance company would give me the 100 is if I sign a release that lets your guy off the hook.
Right.
So if I don't sign that release and I go after you directly, I have to be able to find liquid assets that I can attach to that are in the vicinity of that $200,000 that we believe our damages are.
Okay.
Or I can take the 100 and then go after the uninsured motorist, coverage that we have on our own client's policy. Right. And perhaps my client gets made whole out of both of those insurance policies versus
perhaps
spending years trying to collect money.
Or perhaps the UM goes after the other party because they say, look, yeah, we paid, but now we're going to subrogate, right?
Well, they can't do that if you've signed a complete release to get the underlying liability settlement. That's why you have to get permission from the UM carrier. So the UM carrier looks at it and says, okay, we think the guy's appropriately insured and we're going to give you permission to settle. Then they're going to be bound by that same release. It's a complete release that lets that guy off the hook, and for all of the damages.
Well,
so that's why there is this permission component to go after UM.
Now, John, I know it's a gamble, but we say this to people all the time. Make sure you insure what you're worth. And you're kind of telling me if you have some healthy insurance, you may not have. And then also there has to be the loss itself. So this one couple I was talking about, while they're worth $5 million and they only had $15,000 or whatever, the $25,000 minimum, the actual damages of the other driver actually were not that bad. So you don't go after money just because someone has it. You actually have to have the loss, right? I mean, that's without saying.
Yeah, you have to have actual damages. Yeah. You can't go after somebody for more than your damages are.
Yeah, just because they're rich. Exactly. But I guess what I'm saying is, are you saying then, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but it's highly unlikely that people are sued individually if they have a healthy chunk of insurance?
Once again, we always sue people individually.
I get it.
We then have to make a determination on whether it is better and more strategically advantageous for our clients to take the limits of their auto insurance versus not taking that money and trying to go after these people individually. You can't do both.
Okay, got it. And you would say most of the time, the insurance is the way to go. Most of the time.
Absolutely.
Okay. 303-713-825. That's very telling. That's very, I'm glad you told me that, because a lot of, like I said, I'm not telling people to underinsure themselves voluntarily, but perhaps, they don't have to exaggerate. Again, there's always this theory that, go ahead, John, what?
Listen, here's the weak link in that theory that, I can just underinsure and they're always going to take the insurance. It's only true if there happens to be, a healthy UM policy out there and the UM policy decides that you didn't intentionally underinsure. So there is risk in not carrying enough insurance. I would never advocate that somebody not carry a ton of insurance, but for different reasons. My main reason is because I want to be able to get as much coverage as I can to protect me and the occupants of my car in the event that somebody who's uninsured or who has that crappy insurance causes the accident.
All right,
But
I got it.
no, I would never suggest that you intentionally underinsure.
No,
That's
no.
just crazy.
Yeah. 303-713-8255. By the way, Frank Duran, the realestateman.com. I love Frank, man. He's a great person for buying or selling, but I also think you can rely on him, no charge, for a market analysis to see what your home will sell for without listing and without obligation. 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, the realestateman.com.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Tom Martino now. Dan Kaplis today at 4, 630 KHOW, Denver. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by InvestYRefi.com.
Pretty calm driving throughout the Denver Metro for the early afternoon commute. I-25 north and southbound. We're back to highway speeds after a busy morning through town. Northeast of downtown through Commerce City, I-270 westbound. Some stop-and-go traffic between Northfield and Vasquez. Only looking at about a 3 or 4 minute delay there. I-70 east and westbound flowing free to and from DIA out west. Intermittent closures I-70 east and westbound continue between the Eisenhower Memorial tunnels. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
InvestYRefi.com. That's the word invest, the letters YREFY.com. InvestYRefi.com. That's invest, the letters YREFY.com.
Okay, it's time to talk about the art of granite, and I love talking about Mitch Floria and his team because people get what they want on the phone, which is a price up front, and they know they're getting a great deal because they hear it and they'll stick to it. So, you know, you don't have to have someone come out to the house, but you can call them, send pics, whether it's granite, natural stone, or any man-made materials, they do it all. And wholesale on all materials, tear out and haul away is always free. They also do cabinets. Call for your kitchen project, theartofgranite.com. I've been doing business with him for years. 303-386-5919.
Yep.
I guess I shouldn't put the studio up because nobody's going to be there either. Oh, Mark will be there.
Mark's going to be coming back in.
All right. Oh, man.
What?
Rough night, honest to God. It was terrible. I don't want to get into it, but it was terrible.
Yeah, I gotcha. Sorry to hear that, Tommy.
I know.
Oh. You know how I knew? Because you never text me at 11 p.m.
Oh, yeah.
Which is fine. You text me anytime. I'm just saying. I woke up this morning. I was like, oh, my gosh. Or actually, I woke up at like 3 in the morning, and I looked at the time, and I saw you texted.
So, Suze, did I have anything sensitive go out on my, what do you call it?
I don't think so. The gentleman who runs Discord, is that what you're talking about?
Tim?
He said you have his number if you want to ask him about it.
We talked about it. I just automatically mute everything now.
No, I did not hear it. I was just told by Tim about it, so I just wanted you to know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got it, Tim. Oh, thanks for that, Case 31. I'm going to hide under the covers.
The Elks Lodge after the show, Doc.
JR.
Said, are you going to the Elks Lodge after the show?
No, no game today.
Oh, I forgot. Is Shannon still there? I had a surprise for him, I said.
He's busy making red Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
What do you... He's listening.
No, he's going to drink the Kool-Aid.
Yep.
He's been drinking the Kool-Aid.
For decades.
But he can hear you if you want to say something to him.
Yeah. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. What's that sound? I don't even know what that is. I'm getting a beep. It's not my computer.
Oh my gosh.
I'm dead serious.
I hear it.
Sounds like a cement
hear
truck.
it.
Dimitri leave a bomb?
Sounds like
I swear to God.
That is so weird.
I just have
Do you have a furniture delivery?
No, I mean, I have no clue where it was just a beep somewhere.
It's gone now.
Back.
Don't panic me, Tom.
Fuller's back.
There's been like gremlins in here today. Suze, you're going to see a chart. The call screener, not the call screener. The tablet wants an update on a virtual card. I'm just going to give him the original number.
It's
the air
okay.
table. The
Whatever.
air table.
I'm behind in books right now
not a big
with if
deal.
that's what
It's
with
the-
Kelly being gone.
Yeah, it's the air table.
blame
It's
her.
like,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah, it's not a big deal.
So you're just updating payment.
Yeah,
Uh-oh,
because
here we come.
we went over to American I don't know, whatever it is. Hey, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. All right, so I wanted to talk to John about this other text we got as far as if they're involved in an activity with their car, like voluntarily, like motocross or something like that, or they have a hot car and they're racing it, or they're at a track. Are they liable for injuries they cause others, or is that a higher risk assessment where people, should expect that? Or I imagine a lot has to do with what the participants sign when they participate. What do you think, John?
I think it has a lot more to do with whether the insurance company knows that they're insuring you for that risk. So many policies will exclude activities like that.
Okay.
Certainly, if it was something illegal, that may very well not be covered by any insurance policy.
Okay, and you're screwed. I mean, basically. But as far as if people sign agreements, and I've often asked you about this, disclaimers, or what do you call them, waivers? Do they hold up?
Waivers.
Yeah, do they hold up?
Yep, they sure do.
And
they sure do. So there's two different kinds of waivers that come into play, Tom. One is for, simple negligence, which is, making a mistake. Okay, nothing intentional, just a mistake, acting in a way that, that you should have known that something bad could happen, and something bad did happen.
Yeah,
That's simple
I got you.
negligence. Those are going to be enforced every day of the week. Where you run into problems is sometimes waivers are worded in a way that they actually include things like reckless conduct and intentional conduct and gross negligence, and you see it written a bunch of different ways. Those courts are much less likely to enforce. It comes down to the activity itself, how necessary it is. So the famous case on it is, a waiver that somebody had to sign to get propane put into the tank at their house. And the court ruled that that's so necessary because the alternative is your house freezes and you have no heat, that there's a different analysis in terms of enforcing an agreement than for a recreational activity that you certainly don't have to do. So the courts will enforce them, but much less so with gross negligence and words like that.
Okay, we get it. Okay, so basically, though, the message is on waivers in general. You have to not just have them to protect you if you do something, if you're conducting something that could be risky, but you have to watch what you sign as a participant. But I was always told that even if you sign a waiver, gross negligence is never overlooked. Is that right?
Well, I've seen plenty of waivers where gross negligence is waived.
What?
The question is whether or not the courts are going to enforce that.
Got it.
Okay.
Okay.
but they're written in a way that says we waive everything under the sun. Any theory you could ever come up with, you've waived it. You know.
I get you.
But the issue is whether it's going to be enforced. I'll tell you something else that people need to be aware of is that, you know, there are many activities that you can do. I'm thinking of a little, I don't want to say the name of the company, but a little activity in the mountains where you sign up and then go for a ride on a particular conveyance. And just signing up, they make you click through a screen on the internet to where you agree to the terms of their waiver. And let me tell you, that's enforceable.
Wow.
So
Okay.
don't think that those screens that you just click yes through on the internet aren't ultimately going to come back to haunt you in the event that something bad happens, because I promise you they will, and they'll be enforced.
You know what? That's really good advice. Okay, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
Yep.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Colorado Garden and Home Show.
Throughout the Denver metro as we get close to the 1 o'clock hour. One incident on the south end of town. Watch out for a crash on the shoulder I-25 northbound at Bellevue Avenue. Some cars moving slowly around it. Back from Orchard Road, only seeing about 1 or 2 minutes of delays there. I-70 east and westbound, easy driving to and from the DIA area. And north of there, I-270 westbound, some stop-and-go traffic approaching Vasquez. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Wipe away the winter blues at the Colorado Garden and Home Show, February 8th through the 16th at the Colorado Convention Center. Shop 500 companies with everything for your home. Experience 8 beautiful gardens with 8,000 flowers in bloom. Visit coloradogardenfoundation.org for details.
Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. It's really sometimes hard to explain what they do because it's so simple. They do what they say. They help you plan for your retirement. They shore up your plan. They see where it's weak, where you need help, where it's strong, where you don't need as much. Then they do legacy planning, passing on your business or selling it, all kinds of healthcare, long-term healthcare, and then keeping your nest egg safe and then turning it into income. They're good people. rpcenter.com. Retirement Planning Center of the Rockies. That's rpcenter.com. Call them. They'll answer any of your questions about what they do and how they can work into your life. 970-663-3211. 970-663-3211. Sheridan Auto Tech is one of the most used experts on this show. We call Kevin all the time for advice when people call us and need help. He's also on our auto days on Car Fridays. Here's the deal. If you need help with your automobile, whether it's minor or major maintenance or repairs or electrical issues, or you want a pre-buy inspection on a used car, you can trust SheridanAutotech.com, Colfax west of Wadsworth, well worth the drive. 303-455-7242, 455-7242. And 888heating.com, they'll do you the high efficiency units replacement if you need one, saving not only every single month, but saving up front because they say no one does it for a lower price than they do when it comes to high efficiency units with the same equipment. That's 888heating.com. My friend Garrett and his team have them come out to your house and evaluate your system. 303-770-2776.
Why, thank you.
Tommy, Shannon is officially drinking the Kool-Aid.
Uh-oh.
It's a Walmart brand.
It's the Walmart brand Kool-Aid.
Still Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid is Kool-Aid.
But you know what Jim Jones served was not Kool-Aid, right? We all know that.
Actually, what was it?
I think it was called Drink Aid or something. It's some knockoff version.
Do you remember when before they had
What did they actually drink in Jonestown?
Formulations, how you used to make it? You would put a cup of sugar in a pitcher, a cup or two, and then you'd put the coloring in. You were just drinking basically colored sugar water.
Right. Right. Well, yeah, and you had to add, like you say, a pound of. Okay, it wasn't Kool-Aid. It was a British version of Kool-Aid. Yep, Jonestown. I remember it happening.
I wonder if Jim Jones sugared up his Kool-Aid. What a nutcase. Kill all those followers.
I
being
wonder what
killed
it did
by
taste
him.
like. You know, that's a good point.
And how much did they have to drink to die? How
God,
many
I wonder if
people died?
anybody.
Was it
Wait a minute. I wonder if anybody lived.
Oh, yeah, there were people that ran. Now, there was a lot that got shot as they were running, but a few people made it out.
Didn't he have a senator killed, Shannon?
When they went to investigate.
Yeah, he killed a a representative or a senator, and they didn't
You're right. His
do anything about it.
guard guys, they shot him.
I think it was a representative.
And a journalist, but she might have lived.
What a fruitcake. Pure evil.
Hey, you two bees, do you guys remember Vacation when Uncle Eddie's teenage daughter was like using her whole
Hey, Tom,
Yeah.
I got something really interesting to tell you on the air when we come back.
All right.
Somebody on the comments asked if Mon Chalet was a place you sit on the floor and eat with your hands still on Colfax around Cherry or something.
Oh wait, what was the name of it?
I don't
It
like
was
that.
Hold on. What I remember you sat
Mon
on your
Chalet.
I went.
Here you go.
Hi, Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter 303-713 talk. So Shannon, I got a surprise for you.
All right.
You know what I finally figured out how to do?
Sign a resignation?
Nope. Listen. Ah, crap. Now it's not working. Damn it. Every time I think I got something down pat, you ruin it. Now, I just had it done. Never mind. I was doing my...
Hey, Tom, so you want to hear something
I was trying to do
interesting?
my dinger. Go ahead. But what were you going to say, Doc?
So, listen to this. So, I started getting checks in the mail once a week for $14.83 from the Jefferson County Justice Department. If you remember a couple of years ago, my car was stolen and they did some damage to it.
Yeah.
Apparently, I know they arrested the guy that did it, but they apparently had a restitution and he's been paying me off at $14.83 a week.
Wow. And okay. So what happened? What happened? I mean,
No, I'm just saying. So
did you ever have
I
to go-
totally forgot
Did you
about.
ever actually go to court?
No, I didn't go to court. They caught the guys, and they were convicted. And I did fill out a restitution statement about how much damage they did, and totally forgot about it. And then starting 2 weeks ago, I'm getting checks in the mail, and I guess they're going to, he must have gotten a job or gotten out of jail, and now he's going to pay me for the damage to my car.
Very cool. So
Is that
I get a
interesting
check
that all of a sudden?
I get a check from the courts though, like that. Somebody was convicted of something, and I was identified as a victim. That happened to me once, truly, and I was identified as a victim, and as a result, I got the check every month without even asking.
Yeah, I just found it really interesting that out of the blue, they started coming.
Now, I want to read this. I'm emailing you about David Anders. I wanted to thank you for posting on your Sleaze Brigade about him. I'm a flooring contractor in Wilmington, North Carolina. David Anders is now living there. He approached me and a colleague looking for work. We were swamped, so we had him come on the job. We had a really bad feeling about him for some reason. So at the end of the day, we did an internet search and found him on your Sleaze Brigade. And the article is quite telling, along with his photo. We told him not to come back the next day to pick up his tools and leave. We didn't tell him exactly why. We were kind of afraid because he seems a bit unhinged. Ooh. So he said, feel free to contact me if you'd like. So this is the Sleaze Brigade having far and wide implications. Isn't that interesting? Wow.
That's good.
Think about that. So I haven't updated it in a while, and a lot of people are upset with me. Hey, Pam, what is your question on Social Security? We'll get to it if we can't finish it in the next hour. What's happening?
Well, I've been retired since September of 2021, and I don't doctor much, but I just started doctoring for hip replacement in October of last year.
Yeah.
And found out that Social Security took my Medicare Part B away.
Well, it could be that you never paid for it. You're supposed to pay for it.
I've paid for it since September of 21.
Well, when did you
And
turn? When were you eligible? When were you eligible for it?
September of 21.
And you started paying monthly. It came out of your benefit, right?
Correct.
Well, they don't just take that away. So did you call them about it?
I've been on the phone since October about this, and I can't get it resolved.
Did they give you any kind of reason whatsoever? I'm not asking if you agree with it, but are they giving you any kind of a reason?
No. Their comment is they have no idea why it was taken away because the monthly payments have been made. And
Well,
I've got a verification letter from Social Security.
Well, then they can't do it.
That I'm eligible. Well, that's what I say too, but I can't get it reinstated.
Okay. All right. We need to get on this. We need to have somebody look into this and maybe call Integra Insurance. Hold on, Suze, let's assign this to somebody. It's pretty serious. We need to get her some help. I'm Tom Martino. We got another hour to go on the Troubleshooter Show, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Yeah, we'll help with that Medicare problem. Don't forget, referralist.com for help, information, and referrals, and call 303-MARTINO for anything you need.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Now, I'm not disconnecting this because I'm going to keep the feed going. So.
No, but you're leaving, right?
Yes.
I'm saying goodbye to you, not the connection.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
That's from the heart, you can tell.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Tommy?
He's leaving.
Oh, can you hear me?
But he's left.
Oh, I wonder
No,
if
I can
he's
hear
switching
you.
The video. Oh, are you going to switch the video to studio?
I just did.
Oh, okay. It's just on delay on my end.
On delay?
Oh,
well,
I
then
see.
hurry up. On delay.
I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Oh, it's on delay, not on delay.
On delay.
On delay.
Is that a
we're
ballet
on.
move?
Tom's leaving.
Spanish ballet.
There we go. And let's
I'm just
see.
Don't mind me. I'm experimenting with something during the break.
How did you lead Pam? I need to be able to tell Mark.
We need to give it to
Assign
somebody
it to a
who calls
deputy.
and get Integra on to talk about how this could happen.
You want to get Integra on now or assign it to somebody now?
Well, maybe Integra has a pretty good answer.
Good call.
Okay, let me see if they're available.
That's why your name's on the show, Tommy. You're good.
Yeah, let me see here, because I hadn't been able to take a potty break, so I took one right at the end of that call.
I offered you my Kool-Aid cup.
Is Tom here?
He's getting ready to leave.
Okay.
But he's there for a second, if you need to say something. Mark, Tom wanted Integra on for this Social Security call.
Okay.
But I missed it because I had to run to the restroom real quick. Let me see.
It's no
here.
big deal.
All right,
get 'em up.
let me see. 4,
Get him on, and
6,
we'll reset the call. And she's old and's probably forgot. So we'll get her on.
Oh my God.
I'm sending you an outbound and get Compass up for it.
What was that?
Talking to Suzanne. Is Johnny still there?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Johnny.
That's another cancellation, Safeco. I know I'm getting canceled this year. Bastards.
Getting canceled for what you say?
Not that kind of canceled, insurance canceled.
No.
They tried to cancel me already. They've been trying to cancel me since
I am
early
uncancelable.
90s. Oh, this could be a car one. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll still get somebody
It looks
on.
like a good call, though, Suzanne. The professional is here. Everybody, be happy. Don't worry.
Keep calm.
Keep calm.
All right, let me see how I get a hold of John. They're not answering. John Jones. Day, I could try her.
Yeah.
John Jones. Okay.
I'm pretty sure I sent that to you. I don't know why it's coming in twice. That's weird. Whatever.
Break. Hey, Suze.
Hang on. They're not. Integra's not answering. I'll assign it to a deputy, I guess, unless, Mark, you want to take a stab at the call.
Yeah, I mean, I'll talk to him, and then we can try him again in a few.
New inquiry. Let's see what this is about. Let's see. It's from Peggy. Safeco. Cancel my homeowners. Found that I'm seemingly shut off. Oh, I can't read this. Let me see here. Here we go. Let me look. January, I found I'm seemingly shut out to securing new insurance. I'm not able to secure it because I'm listed as ineligible. Ooh, Peggy. Okay, let me call her. 5200446.
Hey,
That's a
Tom, are
busy.
you there?
I'll try again.
Odds are against it, Bo.
Okay, Tom gone.
Bo, what did you need?
Well, he's still potted up.
Oh, shoot, hang on.
He's not answering. If he's not answering,
I see you. Okay.
If the phone don't ring, you know it's Tom.
Huh.
Jesus Christ.
So, Suze, I got a small update on that Comfort Works that case you gave me this morning.
Okay,
Go on the
let's
airway.
do it on the air.
Yes.
Bo has Comfort
We'll
Works.
do it live.
We'll do it live. God damn it.
Update.
Who is that? Bill O'Reilly?
Yep.
Hey, I just sent you a Dropbox link. Listen to the three in order: S1, P1, P2, P3. All right. Bye.
Hi, Peggy. It's Suze with the Tom Martino Show. Got your email regarding your homeowner's insurance being dropped and you being ineligible. We'd love to try to help you. Give us a call back, 303 Martino. I'm also going to shoot you an email, so check your email as well. Thank you.
Wouldn't it be funny if the voicemail cut off right then? I'm also going to shoot you. Hello? Hello?
Oh, that was a voicemail?
Yeah.
I had to leave that lady a voicemail, the one you just sent me.
God, that's so funny because she literally emailed that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean she's answering her phone, Mark. Just because I email you doesn't mean I'm answering my phone.
Yeah, right?
Ain't that the truth?
Martino Show. Oh, here I go, talking and typing.
Talking and typing.
It's so funny.
Homeowners. Insurance problem.
Do you talk anytime you're using your hands?
Yeah.
I want to hear more about that.
Mark's going to kick your ass.
That happens.
For saying that.
Just curious. Okay, don't forget the boys.
Hi, Peggy. Your homeowners. To call you.
Ripped off, bad news. You need advice so you don't have to lose. We'll come running just as fast as we can. Troubleshooter's gonna help the common man.
This is the Troubleshooter Show. Now, Tom Martino.
Welcome, my friends, to the only show of its kind. We're here to solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. I'll tell you something. This show's been a little different. We kind of dived into politics. I got some thoughts on that in a second. But really, what we do is we try to recoup money for you. Over $300 million. Listen to that, $300 million in cash, merchandise, exchanges, refunds, services. I think you get the idea. We help. We help get money back from bad contractors. We help get problems solved, like bad landlords that can't seem to fix a furnace for you if you're living in the cold. You pretty much name it, we do it. In fact, someone told me, Bo, do you have an actual update? Did I hear that?
I actually have an update after a week.
Deputy Bo's got an update. Here's how things work on this show. If you're new to it, you call up. Generally, if we can't solve it right now, we get either a referral list member on it, referrallist.com, one of our experts, whether that's an attorney like John Fuller, by the way, that is joining me today for this hour, and we also have Deputy Doc. But we'll get an expert on, and then if we have to go a step further, we will assign one of our deputies to help work through the problem. What was the initial problem? By the way, I always forget this. 303-713-8255. We do have a couple lines open right now, and I promise I'm going to go back to you, Pam, in a second and recap that so I can get involved in it. 303-713-8255. I want to hear from you now. Any problem you got. Bo, what was the initial call?
So Scott called in, I believe, at the 10 o'clock hour this morning. He had a contractor by the name of ComfortWorks install a Mitsubishi heat pump back in November of 2023. And last year, the unit froze up, and he couldn't get any heat out of the thing. And with this recent very, very cold weather, it froze up again.
So this heat pump is basically his furnace, of course.
Yeah, it's doing both things, heating and cooling.
Is it a mini split system?
It's a heat pump mini split.
Yep,
so it does both things.
Very familiar. Those are some of the best things out there. In fact, they'll save you a ton of money. But when it was really cold, it wasn't heating?
No, because I believe this particular model didn't have supplemental heat. Some of these heat pumps are good, but because when it gets below zero, they just don't work well.
So the ones on our, just to give people an idea how heat pumps work, we have Suzanne and I have an all-electric coach in RV. So when we plug it in, our AC units are also heat pumps. But just like Bo's saying, if it gets down 25 degrees or so, they don't work very well at all. So we end up burning diesel in our InstaHeat, which gives us, it gives us fire. It gives us real heat. But if it's around 40, 50 degrees, those heat pumps work great to get it up to, 65, 70, wherever you want to set it.
And Mark, they're very efficient.
Could you explain to us the difference between a furnace and a heat pump?
Bo did this forever. I mean, a furnace is usually natural gas, or it's going to be run off propane.
Yeah, furnace is gas-fired. That's where you get the heat. Whereas a heat pump, to make it simple, it's actually an air conditioner working in reverse.
And it's electric generally.
Yeah, generally electric. And it actually, the Freon, or the refrigerant, actually captures the heat outside. And through this superheat and cooling, it transfers that heat back into the house where you're not using natural gas.
And what's really crazy about it, you think, okay, if it's 20 degrees out, how does it get heat? Well, there's always heat in the air.
It's like in the ground, like geothermal.
Yeah.
That's freezing, but there's always some sort of heat that it can capture. So anyway, back to Scott. He called this contractor 4 to 5 times to get it to come out. They were blowing him off.
Who was it? Who was the contractor?
The company is called Comfort Works out of Fowler, Colorado.
And that's Comfort Works with an X, not a KS.
Yes.
Got it.
Sue's right, has an X. So I called them 3 times during the breaks. They did not call me back.
When did this come in?
It came in at 10 o'clock this morning.
Wow, okay, so you called them back 3 times.
I called back 3 times. I left a very detailed message. I left them the model number of the unit, and I also called my Mitsubishi supplier in Denver, asked them about the unit, and you can buy a supplemental heat strip to make it work.
Nice.
So Scott called me about 20 minutes ago, and he was very thankful. He says, Bo, this contractor called me about an hour ago, and he says, well, we apologize. We're going to get out to his house.
Nice.
We're gonna find out why the unit is freezing up, and if they have to, they will install this electric supplemental heater into his Mitsubishi unit at
And they're going
cost.
to do it at no cost?
Hopefully they're going to do it at no cost.
I love it. Well, even if he didn't pay for it before, as long as they cut him a good deal, don't charge him more
Right. If
labor.
it's something that the contractor missed in installation, if this electric heater supplemental heat strip is not in.
So it should have been there, period.
It should have been there.
So there shouldn't be a cost. It's great they finally got in contact, though.
Yeah,
it took
only
you leaving messages left and right.
Only because the Troubleshooter Show. That's the only reason why he called him back. And
I
so
love it.
Scott's
And those
very
are the
happy.
kind of things, I don't even know how you put a dollar amount on it. Maybe if he called up, I don't know, Joe Blow and had to add it because his contractor was out of business, what do you think it would be? 500, 1,000? I don't know. How much for the service call, the labor, the heat strip?
it's out in fact. I forget. He lives in a town called Oni Springs. I don't even know where that is.
You know what? Good job, Bo.
He's going to get it done. He's going to get some heat, and he can maybe return those supplemental strip heaters he bought at Target back.
Yeah. Hey, John Fuller Law, how are you doing, man?
Marvelous.
Hey,
how are you?
We were talking last hour, and Pam, I promise I'm going to get back to you. 303-713-8255. We're trying to get someone on, Pam, I'm sorry about that. About your Social Security question. So hopefully we'll get this expert on in a minute. I was thinking about how I went after, what was that guy's name? Rolf. Yeah, so him and Tom called up. We were talking about Doge, and basically he started in Trump's a liar. For example, there never was $59 million or whatever it is worth of condoms sent to the Gaza Strip or sent to Afghanistan or wherever. And basically what happened is, we were right. There was that amount, but Trump said it went to, what did Trump say? It went to Gaza? Do you guys remember?
Hamas or
something like that. But to come back on it, it didn't. It went to a different country, whatever country. But still the fact was 59 million or 50 million, whatever it is. And you can hear Elon actually talk about where they actually went. And he apologized. Okay, I got the wrong country. I'm not going to be perfect. But you know what? We're finding stuff everywhere. Not everything is going to be perfect. But feel free to ask me, and I'll clarify when I need to clarify. I mean, it was very straightforward. But really, the whole thing was about the wasteful spending. It doesn't matter what country it went to. But I started thinking I was probably a little too hard on them. And I'll tell you why. Because the first part of the Trump administration, going back pre-COVID, it was tough, man. I mean, the lefties were absolutely crazy. Even what I'd call somewhat moderate Democrats went absolutely nuts with Trump syndrome. And now he's back. Now he's got a path. He's moving so fast. I think it's freaking people out, John. I think he's moving at the speed of light, and I think it's actually by design. He's kind of creating chaos. So, he's not going to do one thing, wait for them to bitch, wait for him to take it to court, and wait for different things. So I think he is trying to create a lot of things going on at one time for a true purpose. But honestly, and here's what I want to ask you, as an attorney, of course, you're my personal injury attorney, and, a lot of callers use you, and I'm not asking in your realm of law, but in general, it drives me insane when people, either side of the aisle, go to a judge that is obviously very liberal or very conservative on something that I don't think a judge has any business being involved. And I'll give you an idea, one that it just went down. Trump being the man, the Mac Daddy, he runs the federal government, and he decided he wants to cut a lot of jobs. I don't care what department or anything. That's up to him if he wants to ask somebody if they want 8 months up front, if they retire now. And then he warned them, you also might get fired if you don't take it because we might be cutting jobs. Simple as that. So people run off to a judge and say, hey, he can't do that. And then, of course, it had to go a couple weeks. Finally, it hit an appeals process, and the judge basically said, yeah, of course, he can go ahead and make an offer. These are his employees. But give me some rational understanding of knowing the legal system from a judge's standpoint, why any of that makes any sense. Why can a judge even stop something like that, John?
Well, so that's a tough question. I mean, here's the thing. The agenda is to stop everything at all cost. And so there are legions of attorneys in all 50 states that are raring to go on every little anything, executive order that he could sign. And the Attorney General in Colorado is no exception. I mean, he's been, I believe, on every single one of these lawsuits. And they've been prepared to file these lawsuits for weeks and weeks and weeks since the election happened. It's nothing more than an attempt to slow the roll of the Trump administration.
That's I agree everything you said, and I wanted you and hoped that you would answer that way. And then the question becomes this, and I'm going to let you think about it during the break. Why did he not just enforce what he said, knowing when it finally gets to an appeal, even if it has to be appealed all the way up, what would the ramifications, and I don't mean public ramifications, maybe this is truly what people would call a constitutional crisis, but what would happen if Trump and everybody in his world said, listen, a judge simply can't stop this. This judge is absolutely Looney Tunes. There's no way to do it. So he goes ahead and fires people or says, okay, we're done. We're not gonna stop the offer right now. I don't care what the judge says. We're gonna move forward. But hold your thoughts on that, because I got to take this. But that's kind of where I'm going with this. Like, who's right, who's wrong? If eventually, John, something is going to be overturned and someone doesn't follow it, what happens?
Facing a job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package, or what to do with your 401k? Hi, I'm Linda Gardner, host of Your Money, Your Retirement, and I can help. 720-488-8604. That's 720-488-8604.
I have been getting so many emails on my weight loss journey. It's been absolutely incredible. I'm about 26, 27 pounds now, coming up on 6 weeks. So I've done basically, 5.5 weeks. And it's crazy. Think of all that weight that I've lost. But I'm going to tell you a secret about this semi-glutide and these GLP-1s. There's a big secret to them. It makes you feel full, But more importantly, so you're not hungry in your belly. You don't feel hungry if you don't eat for a while. You simply don't. But the more magical part of it, it kills that food noise in your brain. I'm sure it goes hand in hand, one with the other. But when you see a pizza in front of you, or a tub of ice cream, or some potato chips, or whatever your poison is, you don't go, oh, and you can't stop thinking about it. We've all been on a diet, and what do you do on a diet? All you think about's the next meal. You don't think about anything else. You just think about food. You eat, and if, say, you're on a one-day diet, meaning you only eat once a day, you don't stop thinking about food till the next day when you eat, and then so on and so on. That's why dieting's so miserable. If you want to lose weight and not be miserable, I want you to check out my friends at denverregen.com. For less than $300, you can get all the medication, you get the doctor's visits, you get everything you need to start losing weight and feeling great. denverregen.com. It's like $295 a month, all in. denverregen.com. Vestera Investments, talk about a company. Let's say you want to get in the real estate business, but you don't want to do anything. You basically buy the house. They're going to find the property. They're going to find a state that is booming. They're going to find a state that's up and coming where property values are going to jump within a couple years. They're going to go in, find the property. On top of that, they're going to find a management company to manage it for you. You're going to rent it out. They're going to make sure the tenants are good, and you get your check, and you're going to get that rent check every month. Then, as a house appreciates in value, and you want to sell it, you sell it. You own it. You don't even have to go through them to sell it. In fact, you don't have to really go through them for anything. But these are the people that know how to run it. They know how to find the property, and they know how to maximize the money when you buy the house. You decide when to sell it. You put all the profits into your pocket, and that's it. Check them out at VesteraTurnkey.com. That's VesteraTurnkey.com. I was already too long. I'll bring you in on the next one. Are you doing it?
I am going to do it.
Sweet. Next time, if I have another commercial for I'll bring it up. Hey, John, I'm asking that because I'm just curious. I know you know what I mean.
Okay, I'll tell Mark you're going to be listening,
Just
and then
take
you
him
call
out
the
and
back
shoot him.
line, not myself.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Bye.
What was that, Suzanne?
Yeah, John Jones Sr.
Yeah.
He just kept saying you should call retirement, and I said to explain to him, Tom took the call and thought he would be helpful, but then had to leave, so you were going to start the call over. Could he just call in and listen? He said he goes, well, retirement might be better. I'm like, I don't even know what the problem is. I had to run to the restroom so bad, Mark. Anyway, so he says he's going to turn his radio and listen to you take her call and then call in.
Okay.
How many times are we going to hear about Suzanne's bathroom trip?
I've taken one in 4 hours. I'm like, oh my God. Too old for this.
Kelly takes one every 20 minutes.
I've heard.
Oh, here's another one I'm going to send you.
All right, Ben. I'm going to see if our family law attorney is available for the call tomorrow.
This will be from me. I'm not going to forward it. It's just too crazy looking.
Wait, is it a call for me to make, or you're just
do you want it to help, or what do you want it?
Send it to Suze. I'll take it. I'll look at it.
Yeah, it's just outbound.
Ready. I like my outbounds to my troubleshooter, not to help. I mean, I check help. It's always there, so it doesn't really matter. I know you send to Kelly on help. Oh, goodness.
It's Franco. Hey, I want some pizza.
It's Friday Eve.
Friday Eve.
Let's see here. We have Compass Insurance. Our home premium is going at 50%. Do you know if there are any current promotions with them or coming up soon?
Hey, promotions. Promotionionions. Yeah, I think I was a little hard on Ralph. How the hell did you guys spell that again?
R-O-L-F.
Rolf.
What is that name? I've never seen a name like that.
John's heard of it.
Really?
I think John named his
Hi, it's
kid
the Tom
Rolf.
Martino Show. How are you?
Rolf.
I'm gonna
Hey,
I'm
I got
gonna
your
start a
email
poll.
on Excel's promotions and whatnot. Marc Mager wanted to talk to you on the show. Would you have a few minutes for us?
Was
I thought you did. You said.
Rolf.
What did you say?
I said
88% of the people said he was wrong or something.
Let me tell Mark. Hang on.
No, but was I too hard on him when I said that I wish his dad had a condom?
Hey, Mark, I got that Frank guy. Mark?
Yes.
I got that Frank guy for you.
Oh, cool.
For Mark, Excel Roofing Promotion.
Was I too
That is so funny.
hard?
I'm going to make a prediction. 5% of the people think you were too harsh on him.
Was I too hard? Was it ROLF or A?
Rolf.
Yeah.
R-O-L-F.
ROLF.
Like rolling on the floor laughing, but
Oh, is it
LF
roll?
instead of FL.
I can't pronounce it.
He rolled on the laughing floor.
Rolf.
Roll.
I wish his dad was sent a condom.
God, that is the
Hey,
funniest
Mark,
thing I've ever heard.
Can you take Frank first since I got him on so quick?
Well, I can't. Yeah, of course. Okay, there's a new poll up.
Uh-oh.
But don't forget about Pam. We got to do both.
And do some in-house.
Who do you have
Thanks
up?
to both.
What do you
Get back
mean?
to John.
Oh, I thought you said, Excel roofing promotion.
That's what the email says.
Oh, my God. Did it really? Well, let's get Excel on.
Oh,
You kind of
great.
spelled his spell check got you on his name, I think.
Oh, did it?
On
What
your
did I
poll.
put? Ralph?
Rolf.
No, off.
Damn it. Okay, I got to end that poll. Sorry, guys, I had to end that. You're going to have to start. All right, 303-713-8255. By the way, join us on YouTube.com and look up Troubleshooter Network. You can hear us during the break. I put polls up all the time. And what I mean by that is, like, I just put a poll up. Was I too hard on Rolf? On one of the comments I made, and I was curious what our YouTube listeners thought of it. I'm going to get it back up in a second. But it auto tried to correct it because the guy's name is R-A-L-F, right, people?
R-O-L-F.
God, I'll never get that right.
I can't eat.
R-O-L-F.
That's right, Mark.
But anyhow, it messed it up. So anyhow, I'll get that poll back up. But join us. I always love knowing if I was too hard on the guy. He said the condoms basically went... actually, John, he said the condoms didn't even exist, right?
Yeah,
He said we haven't, the government hasn't bought any, none have been distributed. It's not 5,500,000, not even 5. He said it was none.
Yeah, and it turned out it was 50 million, but it wasn't to Hamas. They went to some other country. And I made the comment, because I was a little snarky, I made the comment, I wish we sent some condoms to his dad back in the day. So I just wanted to know if I was going a little overboard there. But man, listen, I got called a racist. What was that, 2 weeks ago? Because I said, I'm glad USAID is getting shut down, and this guy actually emailed the station saying, you got to take that guy off the air, because I'm glad they're saving money when they were talking about all the money going out of there. And it's like, okay. So what happens is I get so worked up because these crazy left liberals. So I somehow take that out. I probably shouldn't have told Rolf. That is, I wished his dad received a condom. I probably shouldn't have done that. Hey, Pam, what's going on with you? Pam?
Yes.
How are you, Pam? I'm kind of I'm taking over on this call, so I'd like to know what the original question is, so everybody's on the same page.
Okay. I have been retired since September of 2021, which means I have been paying for my Medicare since that date. It's automatically pulled out of my check before I get my check.
And how long have you been paying for it? I'm sorry, the Medicare.
Since September of 2021.
Okay, so you turned a certain age, and boom, they start taking it out of your Social Security, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's so far all pretty normal. So what's going on?
Right. So then I started doctoring for a hip replacement in October of 24.
Okay.
And found out that I didn't have Medicare Part B. One of the doctors told me that.
So I understand that so far. This is perfect for John Jones, no matter how
He's
we look
listening.
at it.
I'm waiting for him to call in.
Yeah, John, call in. He's usually listening to the show. So, but go ahead. And when did all this go down, by the way? Like, when did you find out you didn't have Medicare Part B?
In October.
Can I ask a question, Mark?
October 31st.
Hey, Pam, did the amount of your Social Security checks change at any point?
No.
Well, then they were taking out from Medicare Part B. Obviously.
Correct.
Well, why would the doctor say there was no Medicare
Well,
Part B?
because the staff could have made a clerical error. The best thing to do is to go down to the Social Security office in person.
Well, first of all, how do we know she doesn't have Advantage, for example?
I don't.
Okay. So what is the doctor telling you, though? So, Doc, what you're saying is, if they're taking money out of her check, it's got to be Part B?
Yeah, because it's been the same since she started.
Well, do you know if you have Part B or not? I mean, it would seem to me like you would know, but do you know, Pam?
I know for a fact that I do not have it.
Okay, so you do not have Part B. So let's just say that's written in stone. Now what?
And Social Security, I just got a letter from Social Security in January verifying that I do have Part B, but Social Security will not communicate with Medicare to reinstate Part B.
That thing we just wrote in stone sure changed pretty quick. So you do have Part B, but the doctor's saying you don't. So now I'm going to go back to exactly what Doc was saying. Doc's saying you need to make an appointment with Social Security. Actually, Doc, at this point, Social Security is saying she does have Part B. So I don't know what good she's going to going to Social Security. It's got to be the doctor she's got to deal with.
No, I've been to Social Security offices. I've talked to people.
Hold on a second. Hey, John Jones. John Jones, Integra Insurance.
Hey,
what are you making of this right here?
Can I ask a quick question?
Yeah, go ahead. She's on.
The person you're talking with.
Pam. Her name's Pam.
How much are they withdrawing out of her Social Security check each month?
Well, this year it's $185.
There you go. She has her Medicare Part B then.
Okay, now, the next question is her doctor, her hip doctor, told you exactly what? Go ahead.
No, if you talk to Medicare will say, I do not have Part B.
So how would how is that, John, is it even possible, because I assume the 185 is basically for everybody, or almost everybody, I should say, getting pulled out of their Social Security check each month for Part B. The number lines up. That's why you asked, right?
That's correct.
So if that lines up, it's obvious she's been paying for it. Have you ever seen a case where Social Security is taking the money out, but Medicare has no idea she has Part B?
If she could clarify that real quick without going to Social Security, if I could give her a quick phone number, Mark, would that be okay?
I'd love for you to do it. Who is it for, though? Kind of tell everybody listening what it's about.
It's actually the nationwide number for Medicare.
Oh, go ahead.
It's 1-8.
Go ahead, John. Give it out, then you can talk.
It's 1-800.
We've done it.
Okay, Pam, it's a give and take here, so hold on, because other people are listening. I want him to give the phone number out. Then he can give instructions, then we'll kind of hear what you were going to say. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's 800-633-4227.
Now, John, I think what Pam's going to say, but I'm going to let her say it. You have tried calling that numerous times, or what?
I have been on a three-way call with Medicare, Social Security, and me. Many times.
And what happens? Who acknowledges there's a problem? Does anybody, or do they both say there is no problem?
Medicare says that Social Security is not talking to them, and Social Security has no idea of why my Medicare Part B is taken away from me, but they sent letters to the Payment Processing Center for Social Security. But nothing's happening with it. I cannot get it reinstated.
John, what do you make of all this at this point?
Now, I was thinking what Doc was saying, too, to go down to the local Social Security office. But, Pam, if I may ask you this, too. When you go to see the doctor, and that doctor obviously bills Medicare, correct?
Yes.
So those bills, if he works on Medicare assignment, those bills go directly into Medicare. Is the doctor coming back and saying he's not being paid by Medicare?
Well, not yet, because I just had the surgery done last week.
Oh, so the surgery's done and over. They're just trying to get paid.
Well, I'm trying to get my Part B back because I have Part A, which was a hospital that took care of the surgery. But Part B has to take care of all of the...
Yeah, the medications and the follow-up visits and everything else.
Yeah.
John, so you're saying... we'll circle back to what Doc said, is what you're saying, right?
No, let me ask her, too. Were you in the hospital for the surgery, or was it outpatient surgery?
It was outpatient surgery, but I ended back in the hospital 2 days later.
Okay. So the surgery and everything then is going to be covered under your Medicare Part B if it was outpatient surgery.
If I had Medicare Part B.
Yeah, well, obviously you do.
That's the whole thing. It is obvious you've been paying for it, and eventually, I mean, they're going to see it.
Can
But
I
John,
also say something?
Yeah.
I have never performed a surgery, thousands of them, without first getting authorization from the insurance company. So,
but she had the surgery.
Right, but the doctor, he would not perform the surgery without getting pre-authorization from Medicare. So obviously, it was pre-authorized, which means she had to have Medicare.
There's no problem with the cost of the surgery. It was paid. It's the medication afterwards and the follow-ups where the Part B's coming in.
It was never pre-authorized.
No, you don't have to.
You don't have to pre-authorize.
And if I may make a suggestion, Pam, also, your doctors obviously probably haven't even sent the bill into Medicare yet. I just tell them, or you can take it down to the office, however you want to do it. You can see right now, I'm paying for my Medicare Part B. I need you to send the bills to Medicare.
It's crazy she's in this loop. I find it so hard to believe.
Well,
Yeah,
that's what I hear from Social Security.
And which are you? You're not on Medicare Advantage. You do have a Medicare supplement.
I asked her that.
Correct?
I asked her that.
Correct.
And which plan are you on there?
G.
G?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So the only thing, after all this surgery, the only thing you should have to worry about being out of pocket this year is $254.
Yeah, that's it on G, right?
Yep. Yeah. Your Medicare Part B deductible. Everything should be covered.
Yeah, and you got proof you're paying for it.
I understand that Medicare says they won't even accept the bills because they say I don't have Part B.
Oh, my God. I got to put this on hold. Hold on. I don't. This is one. If anybody out there has found themselves in this loop, I believe what she's saying. Social Security. John, hold on. I got to take this.
KHOW Denver, 630 KHOW, an iHeart radio station. Download the free iHeart Radio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now, Impact Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pretty easy driving throughout the Denver Metro for the 1 o'clock hour commute. I-25 north and southbound showing highway speeds through town as well as up north into Fort Collins and down south to Colorado Springs as well. I-70 east and westbound, easy driving to and from DIA. West nearing the high country I-70 eastbound. We've got a right lane closure at Lookout Mountain Road, exit 256. Due to an earlier accident. With traffic, I'm Mark Swan.
Members get more with MyLowe's Rewards. Earn points towards MyLowe's money on eligible purchases. Get access to member-only deals and free member gifts and more. Join for free today. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Details at Lowe's.com/terms subject to change.
Heard about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation? Your neighbor Chip did.
I'm a real car guy, and I have a garage that I got tired of fighting the epoxy fight. Finally, I saw something on Facebook and I got interested in Galaxy. Looked like a real good solution to me.
Homer Business, Galaxy's got you covered.
My house is on a post-tension slab. It can get cracked, so what these guys did was they came in and they grooved out all those little cracks, and now it's one complete lovely surface, very pleasant on the eyes.
Transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And Galaxy Concrete Coatings comes with a lifetime warranty.
You can just tell by looking at it, it's going to be impervious to anything I can throw at it for as long as I can imagine. And I haven't looked back since. I love it.
Click on Galaxy Concrete Coatings today. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings, we are out of this world.
DiscountBath.com. These guys are great. Quality remodels at a discount price. Yeah, it's true. They have the word discount in their name, and they actually do a great job at a discounted price. They simply make less money and do more jobs. It's really not hard. You just got to look at the math. Now, here's the deal. These guys can do an entire bathroom for you. Expand the closet, maybe kind of turn it into one of those, California closets, and then redo the shower. Or they can take the old tub away and put a shower where the tub was to make it bigger. Do a steam shower. They can put in a fancy toilet. They can do whatever you want, or they can do a simple tub to shower conversion at a discount price. It really doesn't matter. They do it all. They have great warranties, great pricing, great people, great ownership. DiscountBath.com. That's DiscountBath.com.
Done Rent Kitchens, baths, finished basements, windows and doors. Hi, Dan Cicchini here. So your kitchen's outdated.
On that call, I know exactly how I'm finishing that call.
How?
I'm going to tell her who cares. Long as she can get whatever she's going for, who's going to come after her? And if they do come after her, she's got to prove she's got Part B.
Do you want to keep John Jones on for that comment?
Put him on real quick. Put him up on break so I can hear him. Hey, John? Hey, John?
Oh, you haven't paid your Medicare.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, real quick, man. We're on break, but my God, I mean, here's the bottom line. Are they denying her? I don't understand what she's saying. Is she going up for follow-up care and they're denying her?
You're right, she may be delinquent.
The only thing, I was sitting here chatting. The only other thing, but she says it's coming out of her Social Security check. The only other way it could have been canceled is she's delinquent in paying.
But they've been taking it out of her check, according to her, for 4 years.
Yeah, according to her. But she may want to go back and look at all her Social Security.
Bring her up real quick. Lock him in. Bring her up.
Woo, line one. It's getting real.
Hey, Pam.
Yes.
Pam, we're not on the air right now. We're going to come back on the air, but you're positive they've been taking that 185 or less last year, whatever, Part B out of your check since 01.
Yes.
You've never owed money. In fact, if we look at your check stub from this month, or your Social Security check or whatever, the ledger, it shows Part B $185.
Yes.
All right, hold on.
I have all the...
Hold on. All right, so there we go. But here we go again. Here's the question I got to ask. Would they deny her if she goes in for follow-up care? You just said they don't get pre-approval because it's Medicare. So if she goes in to get her follow-up care, then what happens? They bill Medicare, and if Medicare says no, who cares? She already got the follow-up care, right?
If they're going to, this is where the other thing is, I don't know how the person in the billing department can say you're not covered because they haven't even billed Medicare yet. It's only been 1 week.
John, I guess what I'm asking is, for the life of me, I have probably people driving off the road. This call is so crazy. What should I literally tell this lady at this point? She said everything I tell her. She's talked to Social Security. She's talked to Medicare. She's talked to both of them at the same time. She's talked to her doctor. She does get the money taken out of her check. I mean, I'm staring into the abyss of hell.
No, let's get around the abyss. What Doc initially said for her to go down to the local Social Security office.
And then just make an appointment and go down there. All right, I got to go back. Hold on, everybody.
Got this great guy up.
You know, I got to apologize for anybody that's driven off the road or committed suicide on this last call. It's one of these things that is so frustrating. I have a caller, Pam, and I'm going to bring her up. And here's the bottom line, and I believe her. Social Security is taking out the money for Part B every month, $185, and they've been taking out for Part B since 2001. She had hip surgery done. Now she needs follow-up care, medication, whatever that looks like. But when she goes to the doctor, they try to bill Medicare, and they're saying you don't have Part B. Correct, Pam?
Correct.
Then, on top of that, she has had Medicare and Social Security on the phone, a three-way call, and they all agree there's a problem. They're not talking to each other. In other words, Pam, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but Social Security is saying we are taking the money out for Part B, and Medicare is saying we don't show that you don't have Part B, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
We're going to go back to what Doc said, and I talked to John Jones during the break, and I'm going to pull him up one more time. But, John, go ahead and tell me what you told me during the break. I mean, we've got all the facts straight, long as Pam's not crazy, and as long as she's not crazy or lying, which I don't think is the case, who the hell would lie about this? What does she do at this point?
And Pam, I think, what Doc originally said, I'd recommend go down to the local Social Security office. Set an appointment and go in.
I've been there, and they said they can't help me.
Okay, well, I swear to God, I don't now. Now I'm getting to the point, Pam. It doesn't matter. You've done everything. So let me ask you this: have you called a congressman?
No, I called the Attorney General.
Okay, and what did the Attorney General say?
They told me to call the fraud hotline.
The fraud hotline. Why the fraud hotline?
Mark,
I don't know.
I'm jumping straight down. I'm jumping straight down the rabbit hole.
I try to reach out to public relations with Medicare and take a stab at it.
You know who else might? And Pam, I hate to keep saying this, but I'm almost wondering if we're missing something. Like, here's an example. Like, you haven't done some of the things you've said. I think the problem's truly there. But let me bring this back to reality real quick, Pam. What right now, besides them telling you you don't have Part B, do you have a collection agency coming off from you? Do you have a doctor refusing to give you follow-up care? Can you not get a medication? Where are we right now in this?
The only place I am is just trying to get it reinstated.
What? But Pam, I'm going to ask you the question again. Forget about it. If I don't even know how to put this, someone help me. What is the problem right now? Once again, the doctor won't help you anymore. You can't get medication. What is the actual problem?
The only problem I have right now, well, I almost got refused surgery,
but you didn't.
Only problem
you didn't. So keep going.
Mm-hmm. The only problem I have is that I cannot get my Medicare Part B reinstated.
Oh my God! Okay. So Suzanne, I'm putting her on hold. I don't know if I'm not clear enough. I understand that someone told you don't have. I'm going to try one more time, and then I'm going to hang my own self. So Pam, listen, and I promise, if everything you're saying is correct, we're going to help you through this.
Pam, are you being denied anything right now for medications or doctor's
anything?
visits?
Are you being denied a damn thing right now?
Okay.
Besides just knowing in your head you don't have it, whether that's correct or not, I don't know. But is anybody denying you care you need?
No.
Okay. Bam. 303-713-TALK.
Wow.
Thanks, John, for your time.
When you get approved.
Wow, that was nutty.
Mark?
Yeah.
When you get approved for surgery.
Yeah.
Pam, do you have access to email where you can email
Yeah.
me some information
So,
and I'll try to reach out to Medicare?
She doesn't even have a problem, Doc, at
You
this
did
point.
good, Mark.
She's not. No one's denied her anything. She just thinks she doesn't have something. She's not getting bills. She's not getting anything.
Okay,
She's
what
not
is your
getting
email?
denied.
And I'm going to send you an email for you to email me
Still
back.
The surgery got approval for the surgery.
I understand that. And he got paid for the
So
surgery.
she does have Medicare.
Exactly. She just thinks she doesn't.
Right.
Troubleshooter Show. This is Shannon.
That's exactly what it
So
came
it's
down to.
Pam, T,
Denver Regen.
on
Well, I love those
AOL.com.
guys. There's no doubt about it. I have lost a lot of weight in a very short amount of time. No more food noise. And I'm just going to say it like that. You want to find out more info, less than $300 a month. I've lost 25 pounds in 5 weeks, well, a little over now. I want you to check them out at denverregen.com. denverregen.com. Guess who is coming out to our house in a week, Suzanne? You know who it is. A brand new, beautiful sliding glass door from Gravina. That's right. We checked out all their color swaths. We're going to get a beautiful new sliding door for our patio. Suzanne still hasn't made her mind up if she wants like a wood frame or, you know, whatever, aluminum. They got metal frames, any color. It's pretty amazing. They also have 50, and I mean 50, listen to this, 50 different lines of windows. They have 20 different manufacturers they deal with, and the siding is unbelievable. Gravina, you've heard the name around town since like the 70s. These are great guys. Nick Gravina's at the helm. You need anything that has to do with windows or siding, beautiful entry doors, you go to gravinaswindows.com. gravinawindows.com.
Awesome.
Okay, let me give you her phone number. You ready?
So here's the bottom line, and I'm going to tell everybody out there listening. This woman has no problem.
She has nothing.
I just spent a half hour trying to fix no problem. She wasn't denied. Nothing in her brain. The only problem, Shannon, is her brain thinks there's a problem. There is no problem.
I don't think she went and made an appointment.
Oh, my God. She went down. So we find out she's went to Social Security. She's done multiple three-ways. That sounds a little strange.
Yeah. I've done that too.
Hey, now.
John, what do you think? I should have brought you into that, but I didn't. I wanted you to come back on the air.
Mark, you had me call that Frank guy. You gotta take his call.
Say it.
You had me call that Frank guy. You got to take his call.
I'll take it, babe.
Okay, thank you.
I still need to know if they have any promotions, though. So get the kid on.
Okay, Jay just tried to call me here.
Hey, John, seriously, what do you think? I mean, what else could I do? She has no problem. Would you agree?
Yeah, man. I mean, I understand her situation, but truly, I mean, unless she's not receiving the care, it's very difficult to track down who's actually denying coverage, you know?
No one is. She literally said that. No one's denied anything. That's the part I'm just going, what the hell happened
Mark,
here?
I have Jay Brett's on for his promotions.
All right, I'll get up quick.
All right.
Holy moly. I think probably, unfortunately, I think there's probably been pile-ups around the on I-25 today after that call.
That call made my head hurt.
There's dentists that hung
Mark, just
themselves.
going right to you. Troubleshooter Show, what is your first name?
Holy moly. I feel like Handle, if anybody ever seen this show or listened to the show, Handle in the Law.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
I love the guy. I feel like him, like, what are you, stupid? Come on, lady.
You have no case.
Yes, can I take your...
No, I'm off.
She literally, I feel like I jumped down a bunny hole, and I generally don't get suckered into that.
You did get.
Sometimes I'll wait a half an hour to drive up to the mountains just so I can listen to Handle.
Oh, Bill Handle.
I like how he starts his show. Give me a call. I'll explain why you don't have a case.
Have you ever heard him?
Yeah.
Yep.
I love the guy.
Yeah, Bo, have you ever heard him?
Oh, yeah, I like Bill Handle.
God, I can't believe I got...
Very practical dude.
She okey-doked me. It was probably an 18-year-old kid fucking with a talk show host.
I don't understand.
You're like, what?
If the surgeon performs surgery, she has Medicare.
You're right. Yeah, that should have been it after the 3 minutes instead of 20.
Every doctor's office gets approval for insurance
before they would take it on.
You know what? Let's have her in the studio. When we're out of town.
Yeah.
I want to, you know what? I'm going to pay Tom back for everything that's ever happened to me, even if he had nothing to do with it.
Send her to Tom's house.
I was going to say, don't you dare do that to me. You'll never see.
Suzanne, I
you'll
want
never
her
see
in
me
next
again.
Thursday. Next Thursday.
Oh, my God.
That'll be the last of Fuller.
Let's go to Jay Brett's in the caller.
My God, man.
Bring her in when Fuller's in studio.
Did you hear that, though, Suzanne? John
What?
wants her in next Thursday.
Yeah.
Wants who
No,
in?
Fuller.
Pam.
no,
Pam.
no, Suzanne.
Wants Pam. Common
We like
woman
each
in the
other,
studio.
right?
I got your back, John. Don't you worry.
All right, baby.
Can you see if Drew can come on and co-host by phone?
Drew.
Yeah, get Drew in studio. That'd be
Wasn't there a
awesome.
guy that was dropping
You guys
pamphlets
did
in
that the
park?
first time I hosted. No, there's a guy named Drew on line 1, John.
Who was
You'll
that
like
guy that
him.
was dropping pamphlets?
The very first day I hosted first hour, there's a guy named Drew on the phone, John.
Jay Brett.
Really?
Hey, you're lucky he hasn't sued you yet.
All I want is $20.
All right, 303-713-8255. Don't forget, check out the show on YouTube. Just type in Troubleshooter Network. We're live on there all the time. Of course, our podcast, 50,000 plus downloads every single month, one of the biggest in the iHeart network. Now, anyhow, let's go to Frank. Frank's got a question. Frank, you need a roof? Is that my understanding?
That is correct. In fact, I had called Excel Roofing this morning.
Yes.
And spoke to Carlos, and we have a little bit of snow on the roof right now. I live in Monument, so he's going to come out next week. Hopefully it'll melt by then.
Is this a cash pay, or how are you paying for the roof?
Cash.
Oh, okay. You don't have insurance? It's not a claim, just out of curiosity?
It's not a claim. I have Compass Insurance.
Okay.
And my policy is renewing next month.
Okay.
And it went from $6,300 to $9,600.
Yeah, but that wasn't because of a claim. It's because you live in Monument, right? Or Colorado for that.
Well, yeah. And plus my roof is 15 years old. So
Well, okay, but you have... I'm just curious, and I'm going to bring up Jay Brett's, the owner of Excel, but I'm a little curious on something else. Do you have an ACV policy so you would barely get any coverage anyhow?
No, I have full coverage.
And if there was hail damage, whether you see it or not, but if Excel comes out there, Carlos or whatever team member comes out, and they say, oh, you do have hail damage, are you saying you wouldn't have the insurance company pay for it because it's going up?
No, I'm not saying that. I guess if there was damage, I could put a claim in.
I just wanted to make sure on that, and that I wasn't missing a reason you were paying cash, because you were saying it went up basically $3,000 that you might not do it. But let me lock you in. Hey, Jay, here's really the question. If he's got to pay cash, let's face it, in Colorado, be honest, Jay Bretts, owner Excel Roofing, how many people out of 100 people pay cash for a roof with no insurance involved in Colorado? Or that deal with you? Give me an honest number.
Okay, hey, Mark. So this is the honest answer, and it depends upon the year. Back in 2022, when there hadn't been hail for a while, we were seeing a lot more people having to pay out of their pocket for a new roof.
Yeah, but what are we talking?
It was
like 60-40? What are we talking?
Yes, exactly. In 2022, is probably 60% of the people were having to pay out of their pocket for the new roof.
Last year?
It's been a long time because there hadn't been any hail. And there was also a lot of real estate transactions. Real estate transactions will drive these quite often.
Heck yeah, they will. Heck yeah.
So last year, when there was a lot of hail, probably 95% of our customers had insurance claims.
Got it. Now, two direct questions. Two direct questions, Brett. Or Jay, listen, number one, did you do any roofs in Monument this year due to hail last year?
We have. And what we will do for Frank is when we go out there, we're going to inspect it. And if it looks like he's got a claim, we're going to tell him to file a claim.
Excellent.
But if not, see, that's the thing. So many people call up a roofer. The roofer goes, out, hey,
but if not, hold on, I hear the music, but here was his other question. Do you guys have any promotions this time of year, because you're not super busy? If he does have to pay cash, can you cut him a deal, I guess is kind of what he's asking. Are you going to be better than all the competition? Real quick, Jay, because it's going to cut you off.
We've got some home show deals going right now, and I'm going to make sure Carlos tells Frank about them.
I love it. If they do have deals going, Frank, we're going to be back tomorrow.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino. And stay connected with all of us at 630 KHOW, KHOW.com, and on the iHeartRadio app. This is Denver's talk station, 630 KHOW.
In
In a world where every second counts,
bird flu is spreading nationwide, driving up egg prices.
iHeartRadio has one podcast that keeps you informed. 24/7 News. The latest. Today's latest news every hour in just 4 minutes.
Rex Heuermann's case is being adjourned again.
Be the first to know.
President Trump has sent a loud and clear message.
iHeartRadio's 24/7 News. The latest. Open the free iHeart app and listen now.
Neighbors you know are talking about Galaxy concrete coatings and their transformation, like Rosemary.
I heard about Galaxy through social media as well as on the radio. I wanted to have Galaxy come out and redo my back patio. It runs the full length of the back of the house.
Galaxy concrete coatings is not epoxy, it's 4 times stronger.
Galaxy was great. They were very thorough. They were very clean, very efficient. They cleaned up after themselves. I was very impressed with the crew.
Commercial or residential, Galaxy transforms pools, patios, garage floors, driveways, and more. And also, it comes with a lifetime warranty.
The reason I chose Galaxy is because of the durability. We've got pets, and so sometimes they do have accidents. It's very easy to just hose off. My neighbors have come over, and every single one of them have said it's beautiful.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com and remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We are out of this world.
KRFX HD2 Denver.
630 KHOW Denver. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. U.S. trade partners will face matching tariffs on duties imposed on U.S. goods. President Trump signed the reciprocal tariff executive order, setting the stage for a potential trade war.
Prices could go up somewhat short term, but prices will also go down.
President Trump also explained his call to Russia's President Vladimir Putin before talking with Ukraine's leader about negotiating an end to the war.
Somebody said, I should have called Zelensky first. I don't think so. I mean, we have to find out whether or not Russia wants to make a deal. I know that Zelensky wants to make a deal because he told me that, but I now know that Russia wants to make a deal.
Ukraine's leader says the U.S. comments that Ukraine should give up territory to Russia are premature in talks. RFK Jr. has been sworn in to be Health and Human Services Secretary. It comes just hours after the Senate voted to confirm his nomination. That vote along party lines, except for former GOP Senate leader Mitch McConnell, who was the only Republican no. This is ABC News. Jury deliberations set to start soon in the weapons assault trial of a Grammy-nominated rapper. Closing arguments underway in the 2021 case.
As prosecutors in A$AP Rocky's case close out their arguments, they told the jury made up of 7 women and 5 men that the whole case comes down to only one question, and despite all of the other information in the case, that it's about that one thing.
Did he use a real gun or did he use a fake gun?
Prosecutors argue A$AP Rocky fired a real gun at his former friend A$AP Raleigh. Defense attorneys say it was a prop gun that was firing blanks and that it was meant to scare. Alex Stone, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Hamas says it will free 3 more Israeli hostages Saturday as planned. The announcement paves the way toward resolving a major disagreement over the Gaza ceasefire. Hamas had accused Israel of violating the fragile truce, Israel threatening to renew its offensive. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Denver Public Schools has filed a motion for a temporary restraining order to stop the Department of Homeland Security from revoking sensitive location status for schools. Superintendent Dr. Alex Marrero spoke with Fox 31.
You're not going to find these criminals, these gang leaders, and these rapists that we hear, that is the target, sitting crisscross applesauce on the colorful rug.
DHS announced in January it would